maybe the draft's on the Captain's Mode website. No, I legit do not see a draft. So I have no idea what the maps or the civs are. Dashboard hasn't found the draft, I haven't found the draft. But we'll make do. We'll just not have a draft. Alright, but game 1 will be on Northern Isles. It'll be Bengalis against Koreans. Bengalis for Daniel, Koreans for iBUYPOWER. Alright, there are 4 spectators. So, I thought the Heaven and Hell finals would be today, but it turns out they're actually going to be tomorrow. Monday at 16 GMT is when they're on the schedule. Yeah, so tomorrow 16 GMT. And here we are, right at the start of the game. So let me just make sure that we have iBUYPOWER in the red. There we are. Or make sure his name is there. So we'll have Daniel as the blue Bengalis to the south and iBUYPOWER as the red Koreans to the northeast. He will be luring in that boar, and how will he shoot it? Once, twice, thrice with the TC and on Garrison. Oh, look at that mechanic that they're going to tear viciously out of the game. So this is the 9-fill start version of Northern Isles. You gotta be careful on these maps because the houses, I think you use find closest, and that puts them at the mercy of blocking the gold and the berries that also use find closest. So something like that I try to avoid in my maps. So Scout will get in the transport. A couple of wolves in the middle too. And, ooh, Vil going to dock just as the transport comes in. No loom for Daniel. He needs to get back to that TC. Ooh, 105 HP on the dock. I was thinking maybe the scout got there fast enough. He could hit the Vil or hit the dock and destroy it, but that's probably enough HP. That won't matter. Now, starting transport ship being vicious as iBUYPOWER scouts around, but a couple Vils will knock the scout away. Still gonna be wall in on the side, but that scout having lost HP, gonna mean it loses the scout fight to Daniel to try to fight now. I realized I didn't actually click the start streaming button in OBS, and I only clicked the YouTube button. So now we're live on Twitch too, hopefully. That would explain why my Twitch dashboard wasn't lighting up. Oh yeah, now the bot's yelling at me that we're live. There we are. I was like, there's no one talking in the chat. Oh, we're offline. So after that initial couple hits of damage from the scout, iBUYPOWER had transported a scout, harassed the Dockville, didn't get a kill or anything though, and the dock goes up no problem. We'll have iBUYPOWER as the first one up. Did go for a back dock. And by the looks of it, only a scout in the transport. They're not going to be moving any vills forward. As he continues walling up, lots of houses. Maybe it's something you can check just if you see... Well, if you're Daniel and you see all the houses, you know that it's not going to be an aggressive rush opening like 3 dock galleys right from the start because there's not enough wood to do that with all those houses. Because he's up to 35 pop, and if you're going for a very early 3rd dock, you'd be probably only at 30 right now. Or pop space, that is. Yeah, Daniel's staying in the Dark Age for a long time. That Feudal Scout will be annoying, but Daniel will have Loom, and that Scout, having already lost some hit points, won't really be able to get anything accomplished. So, middle going up on the berries. And the Scout will keep running around as we'll have Town Watch on the way. And Feudal Age on the way for Daniel. So Scout here completely walled out. Again, Northern Isles you can't wall on the rock terrain. So you have to wall circularly to the TC. Make your potato base among the forests, and Daniel's done that pretty darn well. Actually has a nice base for walling like this. Gold and berries to the east. And hello Epic Sea Dragon, welcome to the chat. Thanks for being the first chatter today, outside of the stream element spot. House going up for Daniel. So I'll probably do 2 streams today. I think later tonight I will do some map scripting. And ooh, the Scout and Feudal with the hill bonus going to attack the Vill, but ooh, the transport ship to the rescue. Daniel will get away. And the Scout here for Daniel will run around the back of iBUYPOWER's base. A couple of galleys now, looking to harass. Fixing TC2 maps or making something new? Both. And hello, Myth93 on YouTube. How you doing? And hello, welcome to Rapture. I will be probably just starting out by doing some trigonometry, but also exploring the new patch, or the new pup, as there are a lot of map features in there that Zetnus will need to document, but that look pretty good, and that I think will ridiculously shorten some of the map scripts I have. There's still more that needs to be done to the map scripting engine for sure, but we're going to learn how stuff works. Yeah, like spacing to specific terrain type is going to make things much easier for me, because it was possible to do that using terrain masking before, at least for the most part, by taking every single other terrain, using a mask to replace it, then avoiding all terrains, and then using terrain or like a base layer to then undo the masks and get all the other terrains back. And there are quite a few map scripts where I did that. So hopefully I won't need to do that anymore. And hello, audience. Connect same land zones. That will be great. I mean, that'll also open up new possibilities for Rage Forest too, I think, with doing connections. So I'll have to look into that. So Scout Cat for Daniel will run around. What are your thoughts with the pup? My only complaint is hunt kill change with militia. Should be with herdables only if they want to combat scout killing sheep. Yeah, I feel like they're using a sledgehammer to solve an issue that needs to be solved with a scalpel. You know, in the past, my opinion's changed on this. In the past, I wasn't really concerned with the TC killing boar, but the more I think about it, the more I think that's an absolutely awful change, that it removes all the food from the boar, and that there needs to be some type of penalty to messing up shooting with the TC. Otherwise, you just shoot with the TC every time, and it's not fun. There need to be cases where shooting with the Vills is the easier option, and honestly, the efficiency difference is so negligible that there's no reason not to do it. Like, we have people asking if funneling chickens is efficient or not, and funneling chickens definitely has a bigger effect than shooting with the TC. With the carnivores being buffed? I don't like the poison damage they're adding, but I don't mind like adding new animals with new features. I just kind of wouldn't want them to change the existing ones all that much, because that's a big compatibility issue with a lot of maps. And hello, why hello there. So, landing in Tower Rush for iBUYPOWER, archery range, not on the neutral island, but on the proper enemy island. And he will be putting archers into the tower. And Daniel, very well walled, but the towers will encroach upon those walls and get to his back wood line. So Daniel with the score lead, but feels like this is a pretty good push for against him. He will be trying to attack the Stoneville. What maps are the Komodo on? I mean, you don't want to break all the custom maps that use Komodo dragons. Right? As now every map author needs to go fix them. It'd be one thing if they were only on official maps, right? But this is just a compatibility issue. I wouldn't mind, like I said, I wouldn't mind introducing new predators, like the rabid wolf is a new thing, go ahead. But now, I think like Stranded, right? They're adding that as officially to the game. But now I have to go edit Stranded to use only tigers instead of Komodo dragons if I don't want the poison damage. TC kill 50% food penalty, middle of the road. Yeah, that'd be something too. Or I wouldn't mind like TC's only remove all the food from boar, but don't do it from sheep. But yeah, 50% food penalty, I think that's fine. Then you at least, you kill the boar, but like you're not as penalized as harshly for messing up. And you're not going to even be something for tournaments, right? Like a pro player shoots with the TC and accidentally kills it, you don't want that happening in the game 7 of your finals. Although maybe you do, the memes about that would be insane, but... yeah. Dire Wolf, nothing? Oh yeah, the Dire Wolves are changed. Well, Dire Wolves were completely broken. They were used even though they didn't have all their stats added. So we'll have Castle Age on the way for iBUYPOWER. Die versus new ones. There's also an Arctic fox that you hunt for the fur and get gold. I kind of sort of like the mechanic, but it's not very vegan friendly. No, well, I guess hunting any animal isn't vegan friendly, right? Like these villagers, they probably wear like leather boots and belts and bracers. Like the leather there isn't vegan friendly. These pants are probably made out of wool. The foxes are on arena every time. See, that's the thing. I don't like changing existing maps. Like, let us play the old maps. If you want to do something new, go for it. But I'm not a fan of that. Like the chickens on Arabia, those are, or I mean on arena. As much fun as it is to funnel them, it's just a bad design concept. So, Gird Tower for iBUYPOWER. Daniel really would like to remove that, but he can't do it. Too many archers out. Free Korean Guard Tower. I mean, Koreans are, like, their towers are so great for this map. Is it harvested is it vegan if they harvested the leather after the animal died of a natural cause? That I don't know. Maybe it is. Map looks like a strange Pokeball. There's a lot of Pokeball maps. Well, veganism isn't just an American thing. Lots of friends of various nationalities who are. So, it feels like Daniel, at least with the fires, has won the water, but this is a lot of damage to him on land. And he does have a score lead, and I do wonder what happens when Crossbow comes in. Bodkin needs to come in too for the tower. If that tower goes up, it'll be problems for him. Chicken fuddling is the last bit that makes me drop trying to play AoE on the ladder. That's not how I want to play the game. Honestly, chicken fuddling on Arena is a lot of fun, but yeah. My feeling now is that if I play community games, I basically need to make an entire set of custom maps. I mean, maybe that's a project I do want to embark on, I think. Just making proper versions of all the maps, so I don't need to do them every time I do a tournament. And then we'll have them, and they'll work for game modes. Komodo nothing. You don't need to funnel, but where's the fun in not funneling? So, archers coming over on the left. There are some houses going for another guard tower, and man, these towers are real annoying for Daniel. This tower will cover that stone. Still needs Bodkin for more range. And some farms behind this, but not too many. Honestly, not even that punished for not having horse collar. The berries will be finished soon, and then the farms will have to be added in. Funneling takes the tedium of deer pushing and makes it worse. Yeah, they took something that wasn't broken, tried to fix it, and made it worse, right? I actually thought it was kind of interesting when we did Chicken Arabia for cartographers. I just kind of prefer if it were consistent. Paradox wants me to take the Nations Cup Arabia and make it 50-50, so I'll be doing that tonight. And hello, Boonga. Scouts insta-forward to lame. Yeah, that's the thing with the chickens, right? If you don't need to push your deer, you're going insta-forward to lame. And then that was how, a lot of Arabia was played for years, right? When the deer pushing wasn't quite as prevalent as it was today. Is that, I remember even last Nations Cup seeing Brazil still do that. The pockets would basically come forward, and you'd basically be 4 scouts forward every game trying to lame both flanks. Or even something like the flank goes forward, so the pocket scouts the flank space. So Scorpion hits archers. Archers moving in. They're trying to stay in the mid-range of the Scorpion and pick vills. Doing a decent job of it. They'll pick off at least another vill. As long as they right-click the right one, there they go. Properly getting it done. And they pick off more vills. I've always been against scout boar laming. Actually, that's one thing I've thought about quite a bit. I think that scout boar laming actually is really nice. But I think that it's just too impactful for there being one boar that's lamed. I think maybe if you took the boar food, spread it among 3 boars, and then maybe spread them out a bit. So you have the choice of trading HP for 1 lame, but the 1 lame itself isn't quite as impactful. I think that actually would be a more fair system. So I like the fact you can use the scout to harass in the Dark Age. And I can understand stuff like scouts killing sheep that people might want to change. There's the town center. And so far at home, iBUYPOWER has been completely untouched on land. His fish have been disrupted. But because Daniel now has 4 TCs, it's 4 TCs versus 1. Daniel's up to 61 vills against the 52 of iBUYPOWER, and Daniel's able to just boom away, protect his golds, protect his wood lines, and now there aren't enough towers on the island to harass everything. Daniel is Brazilian. Daniel is American. Daniel is American. He is of... however, he is also of Chinese ethnicity. So he's playing in the LingHe Cup for all the Chinese players. He's the one American flag in the bracket. and you know me, whenever I see Daniel playing, I gotta cast him. So rocket cart, exchanging fire. And that outpost will probably go down, or... oh no, it stays up. Okay, stays up. Micro has to start. Oh, gets the mangonel. Daniel not paying attention there. Arrows will come in, and can rocket down that outpost now. Always nice to take out the outpost in the mangonel wars, because then you can't see as far. And you have less idea of where the mangonels are. That's cool, go Dan. So TC going up for iBUYPOWER. And Daniel's still pushing with the fires, but maybe iBUYPOWER taking a bit of a lead on the water again. Daniel's TC is giving him the Vil lead now. As the archers come around. Still these annoying houses in the middle of his base. At least that gives iBUYPOWER some scouting. He knows Daniel's on all these TCs and knows he's booming. Last time I had a lane war was versus Huang, and he started it. Love to see like a demo destroy that rocket cart or a fire. That could do it too. Hello, low elo, nobody. And Mangonel kills the archer. So more guard towers going up for iBUYPOWER, trying to surround this wood line. But I think Daniel's eco lead should be enough to carry him from here. He's almost ready to do a castle too. Oop, castle drop. No, tower drop. Korean player wants the guard tower maybe just for space for the castle. And Chicho, hello, hello, hello. Ooh, Mangonel kills some villagers. This will be changed in the patch so you can attack ground, but right now you need to right click. That's one of my old videos. Isn't it early for me? It's 8:23 a.m. Not that early. Only 2 sets today because the Heaven and Hell finals are tomorrow. So absolute disaster on the tower. Complete disaster. The vills all dying or being chased away. Well, I guess it was a good decision not to go for the castle drop. Daniel's gonna go for the castle drop though. He's gonna have 20 garrison capacity in that transport ship. 31 Vil lead. I need a monk. Hello, Magnet Mood. Hello, Joe Johnst. Why do you need to right click? So that is finishing the thought. Villagers have 1 melee armor. Mangonels have 40 attack. So that's 39 damage. And this is a weird thing, that secondary projectiles, that all the little extra rocks the Mangonel shoots, they only do damage if they have a target. So if you right-click the Vil, they have a target, they do 1 damage each. If you don't right-click the Vil and you attack ground, they don't have a target. Oh, he killed his own Vil there, no! No, Daniel! So if they don't have a target, they don't do any damage, and the Mangonel only does 39 damage to the villager because of the armor. So the Vil survives the direct hit. So castle race now. Castle race. This is, oh my gosh, that is the entire village. 13 Vils versus 35. And iBUYPOWER with the monk getting some conversions too. Will get his castle up first, I think. We'll get the castle up first. There he goes. Will Daniel still get his castle up? I think he will. Is he shooting the castle or the Vils? I think he's shooting the castle. Oh, there's gotta be petards now. Workshop behind this. There'll be some rams. There'll be Rothas for Daniel, not even going for petards. I guess Rothas to clear the rams will be nice with their melee attack. And then petards. Petards for iBUYPOWER. Okay, let's not have any MAGA stuff in the chat. So, war galleys sailing around the edge of the island. And fireship around the south. And here comes the ram push. Here come the rams, but Rothas should be able to deal with that. Remember when Rothas first were released, and if you shot the ranged attack and swapped them to melee mode while it was in the air, they do melee damage? Oh, okay, Daniel. I don't know if you realize this. The elephants can garrison in the castle. He could put the elephant in the castle and pop it out the outside, so he didn't need to walk around. Yeah, there he goes. Okay, well that ram's forced back. 5 petards in the castle. I think you need 8 to destroy a castle. So there go 5 of them, but that castle not quite down. He needed a bit more with the ram push. 1 more petard, as long as it doesn't get sniped off, could do it. More rams on the way. Might not even need the petard with the 2 rams. The elephant's not attacking the rams. This castle, I don't think it needed to go down. Well, at 6 HP, down it goes. Okay. So iBUYPOWER maybe buying himself some time as that castle collapses. And the monks want their conversions on the elephant rams. Never go full petard. I did see Tato once win a game going full petard. So I'm not going to say never. It definitely is possible. That's got to be on his old YouTube from way back in the Voodoo days. It was absolutely amazing. It was on one of his alt accounts. He just went full petard. He did win, Wise Turtle. Yes, he did win. Does it count as a siege weapon? Nope, it counts as a cav unit for garrisoning. It's a weird thing. It's not like necessarily a siege weapon in all aspects because monks don't need redemption to convert it. But then like a ram or a treb, they have to be adjacent to convert it. So it's a weird amalgamation of many different types of units. Of course he did. Yeah, you gotta believe in the Doritos. So this tower will go down likely. Ooh, the elephant's too low on HP. They'll be forced back. So War Wagon's still defending at home, but now 119 vills to 100. Honestly, considering all the TCs Daniel's had, that's not as big of a vill difference as he could have had. It's not like a 40 vill difference where Daniel's at 200 pop right now. 40 minutes into the game, Daniel's still castle. So Vill's coming forward, they're gonna knock down that tower. iBUYPOWER not taking too kindly to Daniel's presence on his island. War Wagons can camp the monastery too. Keep the monks away. And oop, there's a relic for Daniel. He also can do redemption and convert these buildings if he wants to. Maybe that's a bit too expensive now though. He's clearing out some of these houses, another relic over by them. So how's this farming eco? He doesn't really have that many farmers, and at least he has horse collar, but no heavy plow. No handcart. Some Korean cav archers doing damage on this wood line, but the mangonel comes over to stop them. You think iBUYPOWER has this? Really? You have that much confidence in the Koreans late game. These workshops never were cleaned, and I'm thinking more and more that redemption for stopping these workshops would actually be a great play. Atus says winnable for iBUYPOWER. Daniel gonna get a castle up in the middle island. But that always, control of this island always depends on water control. Forward docks will be nice. And hello HQ. So imp on the way for both players. Mangonel hitting the house. And, well, Daniel up to... Oh, both up to imp at the exact same time. So, I mean, Koreans on the water late game, remember, they have a 20% wood discount for their warships. And they also do have access to shipwright, which is expensive, but ships then are another 20% less wood and build 50% faster. So Daniel has that, but not the base wood upgrade. And ships heal, but I think the Korean numbers are better than the Bengali healing. Koreans I'm taking on water late game. If you get to that full galley situation pretty much every time. So workshop goes down. Dane is also kind of bad late game. He usually tries to finish like, is he? Not that I'm not aware of any particular difference there. Was there a transport that just went down there? What destroyed that? That was weird. I don't have any particular, like, tendencies for Daniel, honestly. All I know about Daniel is he likes to go for the fish boom on Arabia. Only LingHe today? Yep, only LingHe today. The finals are scheduled for tomorrow for Heaven and Hell. So that'll be what I cast tomorrow. So I'll probably cast LingHe, and then later tonight I'll do a map scripting stream on Twitch. So, War Wagon's landing. Daniel has to stonewall this. Can they get in? They're gonna kill quite a few Vils here. I mean, 20 Vil lead, but now you're in late Imp, where Daniel's maybe even overboomed, and we're gonna have a forward castle from iBUYPOWER. Daniel's gonna start popping out Trebs. Maybe a workshop here for cannons could even this up, though. A lot of Vils dying for Daniel. A lot of Vils. And now it's Korean Galleon time for iBUYPOWER. So Daniel still is the middle, has a Treb taking out some keeps. Let's see, we don't have the extra range yet. Are turtle ships useful? +1 range? Are additional projectiles against these ships? I don't know. Would be fun to see. There is the Korean Galleon. Is Shipwright in? Shipwright's not in yet. Shipwright's super crucial for both players if they're going to fight long-term on water. This is rating 2590, if that can be trusted. No turtle ships. Turtle ships were nerfed into the ground. They need their cannonball back instead of their rockets, silly rockets. So Treb attacking the castle. Both Trebs attacking the castle. And there's Shipwright for Daniel. We'll then have the production advantage at least. We'll at least have the healing galleys too. But usually I don't think that matters too much in Imp when you have so many ships and they're going down left and right. Daniel with more Trebs. War Wagons themselves don't really pick off Trebs all that well. They do pierce damage to the highly pierced armored Trebs. Elephant might be looking to come forward. We'll have chain barding armor on the way. The Hill's all repairing the castle. Elephants going down to the wagons. They don't have all their pierce armor in. Those Vils should probably go down to the elephant and the Treb. And, ooh, the Treb low on HP, but goes down. Vils don't repair in time. So, water fight, guard towers, keeps. Working for iBUYPOWER. He just did Shipwright. And now, if you can get the numbers on the water, they're both at 200 pop. I mean, both players at 200 pop is a situation where I do like the Koreans. A lumber camp will be annoying. That'll go down, though. Couple of Trebs on the center island. And now I think it just comes down to whether or not iBUYPOWER can manage to get positioning where he can take water in the middle and get the center island again. Yeah, Bill's just standing as tourists. Cannon Galleons going for the Treb. The Treb's trying to help out. I mean, Trebs do help out against towers very well. The Elephant's going for the War Wagon. So much for iBUYPOWER to micro here. Daniel's still with the score lead. And it's that 29 galleons to 30, 14 more in the queue. Daniel 8. Let's see, he doesn't have anywhere near the wood, right? He's only on 500 wood, 1k wood for iBUYPOWER. And well, what's going to be more important, the golden stone in the middle or the wood on the home islands? I have a feeling that the wood will probably run out first. And in fact, it is running out soon. And a bit of wood left here. And especially if iBUYPOWER can take this part of the island. Heavy rocket cart, then chop Daniel's wood with the rocket carts actually could be a play. All the wood over here is almost taken. I think it feels like Daniel has a lot more wood left to take. Daniel with a slightly better KD, some cannon galleons helping out. And the danger here will be the range of that castle. The Trebs in the middle being able to take out the keeps was great. Do we have the range yet? Ooh. Honestly, the range upgrade? That's kind of cheap at this point in the game. A couple of towers back here for iBUYPOWER, safe from the center island. Could be great for this fight. He's selling wood. That's the other thing, you can also run out of gold on this map. And both of those resources do limit your ships, your gold and your wood. Oh, Daniel accidentally queuing transport ships? That can't be proper. He's probably making cannon galleons and didn't have the hotkey set. So sometimes those extra ships at the dock, players don't have the right proper hotkeys. And Galleon's taking a lot of this island. Cannon Galleon actually has taken out the relics. And Daniel's still managing to hold his own against the Koreans. This castle is in such a nasty spot. The way the coastline is curved, it's really tricky to get cannon galleons in range. The ships can just camp the front. But this wood control, pikemen and bombard cannon starting to raid for iBUYPOWER, maybe that could be the difference. You could ever actually take out this castle from the land. It might be easier than doing it from the water. I think his first step would probably be take out this house, and then he can get cannons over here. Get maybe 3 cannons and go for the castle. Where's that Vil going? Oh, we have a landing, Daniel going for a castle. Daniel going for a castle of his own, using his water control. Docks on the other side for iBUYPOWER. Maybe this is what iBUYPOWER needed. Docks on this side so he could maybe cannon galleon that castle in the middle. Get some water control, try to treb it. And now with iBUYPOWER up in Vils, but Daniel now with his own landing and with the water control of the middle, that'll cause iBUYPOWER to call the GG, and Daniel will win game number 1. 287 to 234 kills. More resources collected. Yeah, iBUYPOWER significantly more wood. If there was a way he was going to win that, it would have been a really long game for wood control. But honestly, looking at the map, that might have actually been an option for him. I mean, maybe Daniel's landing would have killed him fast enough. And making use of those transports, right? maybe that was intentional. But yeah, this castle was in such a great spot for Daniel. And he did what you need to do on this map. Get the middle control. Get the forward castle. Castle here covers so much of this strait that there's no way iBUYPOWER could sail ships in it and take a reasonable fight outside of castle fire. And then, can he go to his island and treb it down? No, he can't, because then the navy here would stop that. So castle positioning on water maps. Absolutely crucial sometimes. That's a 1-0 lead for Daniel. And at the maps. Oh yeah, that's right. I don't have drafts for them. Because I couldn't find the drafts. They weren't on the captain's mode site. And the spectator dashboard doesn't have them. So I have no idea what the drafts are. But the next map will be African Waters. So how are you doing, chat? How's your Sunday going? So far, so good. We're going to lurk for a bit now. Enjoy the lurk. Just doing laundry. Nice. I need to do that later. And Scott Duck, thank you for the follow. Just came back from your chemistry exam. Ooh, can you make bombard cannons now? Hope your exam went well. And here we are. So we'll have African waters. They will be right next to each other, and they are both immediately going to lame. We'll have iBUYPOWER as the Red Malians and Daniel as the Blue Celts. And all the vills and camels going forward. And we'll have a successful lame here from iBUYPOWER. Daniel could get one himself. No, he won't. No, he won't. Nice save. And now he's just going to try to keep the rhinos under the TC. This is one of those maps where I feel like having the TC provides some risk is good. Ooh, okay. Ooh, just saves the rhino. Just saves it. Doesn't want to leave too many rhinos decaying. Especially without too many vills, but he'll do his best. So this map is basically cross with a different start. You have tons of fish in the sides, and it's more than we usually have on Tournament Cross. This is 11 deep fish there. Is this consistent? 11 deep fish there. 10 over here. Oh, nope, 11 there. So I guess it's 11 in each lake then. There, 11 there. And only 10 here. Okay, so not completely consistent, but pretty close. Usually we have 8 fish on Tournament Cross, but the ladder fish is like 16, so splitting the difference a bit. Rhino will be taken by the vills. So, Celts Malians, probably going to see lots of men-at-arms, maybe even some longswords. Malians do have the advantage in the castle age that they will have redemption monks if they want to convert that Celt siege. And hello, Alonzo on YouTube, how you doing? Oh, Nightlife on Twitch, thank you for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. And Rhino gets the Vill kill, Daniel's attempt at laming at least did maybe frustrate iBUYPOWER enough that he got his villager killed. That's why it's good not to have the TC garrison. You need something like that to happen. TC gets the Rhino. Or no, villagers get the Rhino. TC weakens it and the Vills get it. So, Rhino advantage for iBUYPOWER. He will be able to delay his farms or even delay adding more fishing ships for a while. Just go heavy for the wood, go straight for ranges. So we'll likely see men-at-arms enter a skirmisher war, maybe some archers. House is going up for Daniel, and Vills go out to the gold on the side. I'll do a mining camp, and 5 on gold. There are the militia. Daniel's gonna do kelp things. I'll have a barracks. Some cracked terrain here could be annoying. A barracks and a walling up on the side for iBUYPOWER.
Kid?
Just read Black Forest paved roads will be back. Honestly, the fact that they didn't have roads on Black Forest is just insane. Just how?
Kid?
So, men-at-arms, camel, hoovering their way in. More militia, men-at-arms upgrade on the way for iBUYPOWER. And hello, Nerdy, how you doing? You're cooking fish. Oh, that sounds fairly healthy. A minute-arm fight here. Celts with a speed boost. We'll be bringing in an archer. And trying to harass the wood line. This is going to force up a tower from iBUYPOWER. This is looking like a pretty good minute-arms engagement. Ooh, shot in the back for Daniel at the start. And he's just going to start adding archers. I don't see the range yet. And there we are, going to have the forward dock from Daniel. No forward dock from iBUYPOWER. He has a Vill on the side going for it, but not up yet. And he's just going to double dock his home pond and try to get double dock fire galley production to counter Daniel's forward dock. Daniel with 2 forward Vills. And could this just be a debate dock? Could he just not do anything in it and force the fires to come out from iBUYPOWER? Or just do the demo to snipe fish approach? You had Big King, double XL from Burger King. That sounds less healthy. Always good to make healthy choices, I say. So fishing ships out from the dock from Daniel. He'll be moving around, finding more fish. Arms will come around and join up with the Vills. A couple of Vills in this fight could be a bit creative for Daniel. Maybe they'll go for the pond to the west. Skirm's coming out for iBUYPOWER. Ooh, actually, they'll go for a tower. There we go. That's what I said. They could be creative. Vills on this wood line will have to face the tower. And fletching on the way. And, well, tower won't go up. A lot of idle time to fight it. The tower will not go up. Res collected huge lead for Daniel so far, as the men-at-arms have been very disruptive on this wood line in the back. And the only Vill death so far was for that Rhino on iBUYPOWER's TC. Okay, I'm gonna help build the tower. Just gonna stand right on that foundation. I guess it's technically off the foundation? Kind of overlapping it. That's interesting. Feels like maybe that shouldn't be possible for the camel position. Maybe the collision size is just smaller than the graphic. archery picked off by the skirms. And that tower probably will go up. And it will just about cover that wood line. Daniel still needs fletching. So, speaking of those forward vills, they did get a dock, or that one forward vill, he did get a dock on Daniel's pond. And the fire ship will come forward and start taking out fishing ships. So, scale mail armor on the way. That'll be, ooh, okay, scale mail armor for the men-at-arms. And iBUYPOWER adding in more men-at-arms. Honestly, you get enough of these, and maybe you just destroy the range. And Daniel's walling in that tower fully. That'll just sit there in the back. Still more rhinos here for iBUYPOWER. And he's gonna go forward. Try to find something to harass. These vills so far have not overchopped this wood line, but they may be close to it. Starting a couple of trees on the edge. And I think that's still a diagonal there. Daniel just gonna run off the wood line, do another lumber camp, make sure he doesn't overchop. Fish will go down. This fire will take them out. Now Daniel finally fully cleaning this water. The double docks were not enough in the north. In the south, though, Daniel also losing his fish. One fishing ship left for both players. So no one will be on the water. Daniel, though, will start fishing again on the eastern pond. Now it's finally his turn to take some eco damage. Skirm's coming forward, but much, much later than how quickly he was able to harass iBUYPOWER. And this wood line will be javelined down by the skirmishers. As I come around to the south, and these villas are just bunching up on top of each other, getting trapped, needing Nilly to save them from the skirmishers. The house walls up for Daniel, making sure the men-at-arms don't break in. He himself will be doing armor on his men-at-arms too, and he's got 6 of them in the north. He's still fighting around this wood line. iBUYPOWER's had to go very far away from the safety of his tower, and Daniel's going to get up another range, look for more skirmishers. And yeah, it's just the men-at-arms and full skirms. I don't think there's any hope of ever getting a scout switch on this map, so it is just literally full skirm. That's part of what makes the skirmisher so strong. The only unit that counters them really is the scout. And if you don't have scouts, then it's just full skirm. Men-at-arms garrisoning in the tower to stay safe from the skirms. Should an eagles counter? I mean, eagles train so slowly in the feudal age, you can't really get enough of them to fight the skirms. It's a unit that right now it's 22 seconds to train a skirmisher, 60 seconds to train an eagle. So you're getting about 3 skirms trained for every eagle. Use Twitch or YouTube, whatever you want, race car driver. Whatever you prefer. So men-at-arms going forward, skirms taking out the men-at-arms, taking out the vills. And low HP vills in the tower. Let's see if they're found. 1 vill goes down. Lots of men-at-arms at the base of the tower, but I don't think that Daniel can take the fight under the tower. iBUYPOWER taking the score lead. He's up pretty high in the KD, actually. And so both players winning each other's back pond. Daniel even confident enough to fish back here. Trying to save the vills by using the fires. Needs to find a place to wall them, maybe? No, the fires themselves aren't doing enough there. So stone mining there for iBUYPOWER. Daniel, this damage from iBUYPOWER finally getting into Daniel's woodline. There's stuff going on all over the map. So skirms getting in, vills to fight the skirms, men-at-arms or our man at arms is running around still. And there's the camel there just staring at the house, looking for a home. So red broke in, did cause a bit of damage, killed a couple of vills. Now it's 13 to 11 on the vill KD. Actually in favor of iBUYPOWER. And disrupting this pond in the south has meant iBUYPOWER is fishing here. iBUYPOWER is fishing to the west, so now 2 ponds for each player, swapping, taking each other's pond. And, well, watchtower going up. That's a lot of men-at-arms coming over, though. Double watchtower should be able to defend this. That's the vill's garrison. Could still be a couple of dead vills, but this army won't be able to do anything here with the 2 towers. As a casual AoE player and viewer, you like the man-at-arms fights. Maybe we'll see more of them if skirms get nerfed a bit. Maybe that just means then if skirms get nerfed, archers are stronger, and that's the counter unit to men-at-arms that gets stronger. Well, skirms themselves kind of seem like a counter unit right now, too. Time to watch Lord of the Rings again, yes. So we'll have the Castle Age on the way for iBUYPOWER. Daniel's still at the tower over there. There's stuff blinking everywhere on the minimap. So iBUYPOWER with the pond in the south, Daniel in the pond in the north. Oh, but the men-at-arms could take out the docks. Ooh, it could stop the fishing from Daniel. If iBUYPOWER destroys the docks. Right, he is up, he's doing a stable, he's gonna get ready for double stable knights. Daniel up 2. He's gonna be about a minute behind though. And he's probably gonna have to go monks. Maybe he needs to get pikemen out on the way up. Extended or theatrical. Daniel dropping a dock. Daniel dropping 2 docks in the western pond, but then so is iBUYPOWER. Daniel's harassing the fishing ships, but if iBUYPOWER gets up first, then maybe he can do fire ship first and win this pond. It depends how much time you have.
Kid?
I feel like fellowship, I usually go extended. 2 towers, I think probably theatrical. I think the pacing there is a lot better. And Return of the Kings, you could probably go either way depending on how much time you have. I still go back and forth on whether the way they did the Death of Saruman was good or not. If they're not doing the scouring of the Shire. Role-playing whole movie with friends in a park. That works too. You could play the AoE 2 LOTR scenarios. And we'll have a siege workshop going up for iBUYPOWER. So immediately going for the siege, immediately he queues War Galley in the dock in the south to get then the fire galleys in the fire ships in the pond to the west. So we'll try to defend the rest of his ships there from Daniel. Haven't memorized the entire script, you haven't memorized the entire book. Custom map, or is it default in the game? I don't even know if it's in DE. It's a huge mod for the original game. It's a complete overhaul. It replaces all the civs with LOTR civs. It's like if Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds were Lord of the Rings, basically. So iBUYPOWER should be fine in this pond. Daniel up. He's doing longsword and gambesons. Alright, Daniel has a lot of men-at-arms there. He's going to go longsword. It'll be longsword versus knights. Skirm's not even going for elite, just going longswords. Some mangonels, though. You can't camp the mangonels under the TC, and I think you destroy the longswords. Hello, Ringlord. Isn't it morning in the US? Yes, it is. It is 9 a.m. Okay, so armor for the longswords. Still needs the attack, but they are now up to 4 pierce armor. Capable maybe of fighting the elite skirms.
Kid?
Men-at-arms. Hit in the back by the longswords. And longsword versus knight. Mangonels could get a shot on the longswords. Nice shot. That's what makes longswords so weak among all the other things that make them weak. Mangonels kill them quite well. And now the castle will go up, and that'll be Gebetto warriors for iBUYPOWER. So Gebeto Warriors, that should be a good counter to longswords. Even the speedy Celt ones. The Gebeto Warriors are even speedier. Yeah, and there are the Gebetos.
Kid.
So Knights will take out the longswords. Finally, all the skirms go down. Knights hovering around, and I feel like iBUYPOWER with that castle job has just gotten to a spot where he's going to win the game. Gate goes down, Knights, Mangonels can all run in. Starting TC for Daniel's down. Daniel actually 0 TC gaming right now, needs to build one more TC in the back. 2 TCs for iBUYPOWER. Hasn't taken that huge of a Vil lead, and actually Daniel did invest more on the water to the west, did manage to win the pond. So at least Daniel does have the triple pond domination at this point. Longsword still trying to defend from Knights in the wood line. And Gebetos, though, stopping the longswords from destroying the Mangonels. Mangonel's going to go for the tower now. Longswords come forward. Gebetos will attack the longswords. As the Knights come forward, Mangonels go down. Yeah, I don't know if Celts have an answer to this either. I mean, the answer would probably be Pikeman Mangonel. But even that could just lead to Redemption Monks. So TC in the back corner for Daniel. Vils will go to construct it. Houses go up. Ram comes forward. Start ramming the farm, of course. Monk from the back will start healing. I love the shape of the things they throw. This is such a weird and fun shape. The Gebetos. We'll need to make one and throw it IRL sometime. Just to see what it's like. I've thrown axes before. I've never thrown anything this fancy. 9 Knights, 12 Gebetos versus 2 Longswords. That is not a good matchup for the Longswords. So, workshop and another TC for Daniel. Daniel adding in 3 TCs in the back. So Daniel not going to go for any type of early resign. But it now will be a castle right on his face. Again. And this is after his face has already moved back. Can he get a Mangonel out, maybe? Let's come forward. They want conversions. Want a conversion on the Vil. Mangonel, gets the Vils, and castle. 78%, Mangonel will deny it. Mangonel will deny the castle, a bit of a doubt castle. Gebetos might be able to pick off the Mangonel, though. They do melee damage, so the Mangonel goes down really quickly. Repairs have to come in. That'll be a splash on some Gebetos. Some of them dying to the TC, but the Mangonel goes down. And I think the castle goes up before the next one pops out. So that will be a successful forward castle for iBUYPOWER. Daniel able to buy himself a few seconds of time, but nothing more. Oh, a volley of arrows and kill the Mangonel right away. Okay, well, Mangonel gonna sit under the tower. Gebetos could probably snipe that off pretty easily. Daniel's trying to add in a 4th TC in the back, so 4 TCs for Daniel. Does he think he has a Vil lead somehow? Because he absolutely does not at this point. I guess he doesn't want to resign with 3 pawns. But there he goes. So iBUYPOWER ties it up 1-1. Malian's proven a pretty good counter to the Celts there. 111 kills, 76 losses. The transition into longswords did not work out for Daniel. It was about a minute behind the castle. So GG. And that'll tie things up. Again, I don't see the drafts. It's not on the Captain's Mode website. There's no Discord for this tournament where they're sharing drafts or whatnot. Dashboard doesn't have it either. And hello, Jaeger AoE. How you doing today? Oh, they're gonna have a 1v1 on Black Forest. This is gonna be a crazy version of Black Forest. Also, just a question. I'm wondering if you in the chat hear the mouse clicks as I'm casting. I got a new mouse and it sounds louder to me. I don't know if you hear it or not. Not at all? Alright, perfect. Noise filters working. Yes, is the yes you do hear it? Or the yes you don't? Good hear on your end, alright. If I really jam the mouse, I think you hear it. You hear it, but it's not a problem. Alright, yeah, that's what I think. It should be only when I'm talking, I think. But yeah, the next time I get a new mouse, hopefully it'll be a bit quieter. This is just a stopgap solution because I saw Razer was releasing the next Death Adder next month, and I figured I'm not going to buy a version 3 right before the version 4 comes out. So Black Forest, Vil's going to Vil fight. Loom is in for Daniel, and it's Vil fighting time. Bit of a hill in the middle, so whoever takes that hill just kind of wins the Vil fight. I think makes it a very defensive middle, I'd say. iBUYPOWER there with more Vils. And Daniel a couple tiles away from finishing the wall, but not going to get it up. 1 tile is as big as the entire area. More now I mentioned it, it's not so bad. Alright. That's the draft from Yoast. What's the draft from Yoast streaming? If Yo has a draft or you can find a link, that'd be great. Let me open that draft. As the walls will go up for iBUYPOWER. And that's about it. Both players have 1 pond, 2 shorefish there, 1 shorefish there. I'm sure Daniel will like his fish booming. Alright. Thank you for the map draft. Which ponds are the best ones? I would say Daniel's pond is much better. It is 2 shorefish and it's farther back. Also, Britain's Lithuanians, the advantage of the Lithuanians is the extra food you get at the start to be able to take a good fight in the middle. But then we have less idle TC time for Daniel, actually. They are a great Vil fighting civ in their own right, the Britons, because of their faster gathering herdable bonus, taking from the sheep faster, taking from the llamas faster. That means they have less idle TC time too. It's an early Dark Age food bonus, which is amazing for the Vil fights. Looks like a baby? Well, he's gonna raise the pond to be filled with fish traps as it grows up. A nice little lumber camp nook here for iBUYPOWER. Daniel still could finish his wall. He's gonna do a house himself. Is the favorite on BF here? I have no idea. I have no idea who actually is the favorite between these two. iBUYPOWER isn't as high in ELO. Oh gosh, I put chickens on Black Forest? The horror. Oh no, the horror. I can't post the link. The code is fine though. The code is fine. I guess YouTube doesn't allow links in the chat? Not sure about those settings. Maybe I can change that somewhere. Thank you for the drafts. We'll have drafts between the games now. As someone who hiked the Black Forest, I can tell you there are no chickens. Repeat, no chickens. I think there are also no rainforest trees. Or jungle trees. Or llamas. In the Black Forest. Thoughts on the new pup? Thoughts are basically I don't like that TCs will not remove food from boars. I think that is a pretty big and pretty bad change. Rest of the pup, some nice map scripting features. We'll explore them tonight. $800 years ago? Yeah, maybe the Black Forest was different then. So Feudal on the way for both players. iBUYPOWER fishing in this pond. Oars are taken by the TC. I was there, Gandalf. I was there. I was there 3,000 years ago. So mining camp here for iBUYPOWER. Going for the gold. Oh, not gonna masterpiece it on the stone. I don't know, if you're just mining gold, I feel like I might prefer it on this side so you have the flat face. Slightly less walking for the vills. Or you do it one tile and if you're only putting 2 vills on it, you put it touching the corners so the vills don't have to walk at all. I don't even think lame getting nerfed is a good thing. I can understand like the TC shooting scout thing being changed. I think like militia being able to kill hunt as a Josh makes absolute sense. It's like, yeah, your military units, you're killing it so that the enemy doesn't get food. I think that like that's not even like it doesn't make sense from a theory perspective. Situation. I think it's just it's more a gameplay balance thing. And I think it actually like militias killing the chickens or killing the deers, if like your drush is completely walled out, still is a good way to do damage with it. With how much militia strategies have fallen off these days. What are they changing? Killing hunt with TCs or military units no longer will have no longer will remove all the food. And I think just shooting boar with a TC every time is a really bad change. Because right now it's so much fun to like, you don't have to be greedy. You can shoot with the vills, but if you want to do something really fancy and do a high level technique, you can garrison the TC, shoot the boar, then ungarrison. And there needs to be a risk to that because otherwise you would do that every single time. And it gives you something fun that you can learn and you can practice and you can get better at. And be like, hey, I'm doing what the pros are doing. That's one of the things that's fun. If you take that away and you shoot it every time with the TC, then it's just like another monotonous Dark Age task to perform. There's no decision making or risk to it. No lag auto farm. I still think auto farm is an awful feature. Like spam clicking the mill to place farms, even without lag, is just such a horrible design. I wouldn't mind something like maybe like a snap to grid feature where like the farm, if your cursor's near the TC, it snaps to a nearby TC side or farm. Or you could even do something like maybe late game you have an option, if you're placing the mill, you hold shift while clicking to place the mill, and it will auto-place 8 farms around the mill, given terrain and how much wood you have. But just spam clicking the mill to place farms that, like if you're zoomed in on the mill, Like, they might even appear on the edge of the screen. It's just like, it's not just like a gameplay thing. Like, it's like from a UI design. It's just, yeah, it's ugly. Ron probably tells Gandalf he was there every time he visits. Right-clicking Vil onto mill should make it auto-farm. I don't know about that. That would feel kind of, maybe just like you like assign a Vil to a villager. You assign a mill to a villager. You assign a villager to a mill, and then like the Vil could, within like, you know, the 8 farms adjacent to it, do the auto-farm. Like, I don't think there's a reason for auto-farm around the TC. And it's really just like that one situation late game where you're trying to spam click the mill, or you're placing a mill and then placing farms around the mill, where the auto farm becomes actually a useful feature and not just something that kind of destroys your base building. So I think it's another one of those situations where it feels like AoE 4 did it, so someone had pressure to make them put it in AoE 2, even though it doesn't make sense for how you place buildings in AoE 2. Focus on real features. They should focus on fixing the pathfinding. At least the patch finally will have some new map scripting tools. This has been a long time with a lot of hacky things going on. That'll going to be easier now. Make it more expensive and it'll be a post-imp thing? I mean, if you make it more expensive, I don't think you ever actually do it. I don't think making features good by making them bad is actually a thing. Were there pathfinding fixes in the pup notes? I don't think this was the pathfinding patch. If it was, I didn't pick up on them in the notes. I'll need to give another read of the notes. I only really looked at the map scripting features. See, that's the thing. You can't ignore auto farm. It's just so much more efficient late game. It's not something you can just say, oh, I'm gonna ignore it if I want to play the game. You have to use it. And look, I'm not in principle against like making it easier to place farms. I just think the solution they came up with of spam clicking the mill is an absolutely awful solution for it. Something about siege pathfinding. I'll take a look at the patch notes. I think it's coming before the Chinese land qualifier or after. When is that qualifier? I know it has to be coming up soon.
Ready.
Oh yeah, with this louder mouse clicks, you'll definitely hear all the mill spam clicking. Loved Black Forest as a kid, now you can't stand the map. I feel like it's Black Forest is the map that changes the most from when you play it as a new player and it's wall and boom to when you play it at a high level. And it's the most aggressive map in the game, Vil fighting from the first minute. Fighting to wall off the passages, going for tower rushes and mangonel pushes. Better if mangonels could cut trees. I actually kind of miss the old days when you needed Siege Onager and not just Onager to cut trees. Yeah, thinking about it, I like that suggestion. Like, you assign a villager to a mill, and then the villager kind of automatically farms around the mill.
Ready.
Don't know exactly how that would work, but that does sound more interesting than spam clicking the mill. Yeah, and some civs still couldn't cut. Yep, well, I guess the mangonel civs, right? Turks, Huns, they still can't cut without trebs. And there's no APM input to it? Well, I don't think the APM input is really what matters. I think it's more about just making sure that from a UI design, it's actually a sensible thing. And that you're giving players control over it. Because what auto farm does is like you hold down shift and it just picks a location for the farm for you. You have no control over where the farm gets placed. If players had more control over the farm, and it was just improving where they place the farm, or making it easier to just that niche situation where you're specifically just making a late game mill surrounded by farms, and specifically improve that, then I think it'd be better. Like in this situation, if I just spam click this this mill, where do the farms spawn? Probably get a couple here, and then super far away. I don't think you should have a design where it's not obvious what will happen by looking at it. Snapping the farm towards the TC or mill. Yeah, that's something I think would be fun to try, right? Like you hold down shift. Like if I have the mouse cursor here and I hold down shift, then instead of placing the farm out here, it might like snap it over towards the TC. Oh, perfect demonstration, iBUYPOWER. So, something like that, so like your mouse cursor still has influence over where the farm gets placed, and you're still making a decision of where to place it. It's just a bit easier and prevents misclicks. Much T9 each design auto farm technique? Probably. So still a Mangonel war in the middle, both players booming. Daniel ahead on the boom, Britain's with those cheaper TCs, and the fact that he had a very nice pawn for the fish boom. He went for the fish boom much more heavily than iBUYPOWER did. I think with that fish boom, he just wins. And probably late game Britons win over Lithuanians too on Black Forest. I guess it's 3 relics for each of them. Yeah, 3 relics for each of them. So unlikely to pull off a relic heist with all the relics that far in the back. Also, look how spread out these jaguars are. They're on the edge of the map. You know, I've never heard of Funhole. I have seen other Lego-like brands, though. I think shift clicking that's the thing. I feel like shift clicking the mill is like the very first thing that they thought of, and then they didn't iterate or on the design process or come up with alternate things to try. I feel like it was more a situation of like, hey, AoE 4 does this, but they didn't really have the understanding that AoE 2 building placement is really important, and that the entire in AoE 4 when you place buildings, if the space is occupied, it automatically finds the next nearby space for any building, and that just kind of works for the mills and farms. And they didn't realize how, like in AoE 2, how precise placement of buildings and quick walling, because that game doesn't have quick walling, is so important. That just taking the mechanic and copying and pasting it doesn't quite work the same way. Why don't we create my own CA? Maybe we could. I think it would be great to have kind of like a CA split into 2 parts. The problem with creating your own capture agent and making it fully open source is you don't want to have like a cheating tool that someone could just have open and spectate their own games. And so I think there does need to be a component that is private and closed source for just anti-cheating measures. But then it'd be great if that worked more as just an API, where other people could take whatever they want and build a front end on it. Where it just outputs stats as a design layer. And then the actual like graphics output can be completely open sourced. Make it like Empire Earth, where mills just come with 8 farms attached. I mean, I think that would be fine, right? Like honestly, like if you're placing a mill late game, hold down shift when you place the mill, or maybe not shift because that's multiple mills. Maybe like hold down control, and then hold down control. You make an outline of 8 farms around the mill, and you can like maybe conform to the terrain or any nearby stragglers, and then you place with 1 click the mill and all the farms. So you have a group of villas, and you go to build farms, and it does it all at once. Now that might be awkward because you might not have 8 vills, or maybe not all the... Or maybe you have more than 8 vills and it's not the exact number. But something like that. So that it's one click that accomplishes the task instead of spam clicking. It's about a 2-hour game? I don't know if this is going to be a 2-hour game, as we've had a large mangonel fight for the past 30 minutes. Control Shift Alt Windows key click equal immediately fully boomed eco.
Yay.
So, longbow's here for Daniel. And we'll probably just need halbs along with them at some point. We'll likely see Britons with fully upgraded elite longbows. And halb to deal with any cav. And, well, the only thing the Lithuanians really could hope to do then was maybe get a full Latus, full Paladin charge. And maybe just play a long game with skirms. If the gold runs out, hope that they have better skirms. Hello, Red Cliffy. So, well, who's ready to see some Black Forest? We'll have Tower Shields, Bracer, 2-man Saw, Ballistics on the way for iBUYPOWER. He will be house walling just in case Daniel cuts. There'll be some huge hills on the outside here. Huge hills everywhere. And forward castle here from iBUYPOWER. When is Steppe Lancers good? Usually early Castle Age. You'll see a lot of Mongols or Khitans going them. They're good as a raiding unit for picking off vills, and also pretty good at dealing with pikemen and camels because of their range. They can actually take decent fights against units that usually counter camels. Not that you want to take lots of engagements like that, but they can tend to fare a bit better than knights because they kill their counter units a bit more easily with their range if you micro them. It's more like Mongols and Khitans have a good eco setup to go for the Steppe Lancers, and they also have bonuses for them. The Mongols have a bit more HP. So for them, it's kind of like saying, when would you go knights? It's just kind of like a generic unit. It's less good against ranged units because of the lower HP. Yes, it's not a counter to monks like Cavar. Well, like Cav are a bit of a different situation, because usually it's you have scouts left over from Feudal and you upgrade them. So, Treb War. If the Britons have Werewolf Trebs, they will win this. Werewolf is in, and slash damage will destroy Trebs, and also potentially kill Repair Vills. Being able to hit a Treb every single time with a projectile is insane. Even the wall's damaged by the splash damage. So that castle staying up. Trebs being hit. A wall? How's that wall being hit? That's Daniel's own wall. Being hit by a Treb in the back, maybe? That feels weird. So lots of villas repairing this Treb. Takes 3 shots to destroy a Treb. Ooh, Daniel lost one of his. Wasn't repairing. I feel like he needs to just make a decision if he goes for the castle or for the Trebs. Because with Werewolf, he could have 3 Trebs, just attack the other Trebs and probably destroy them. Imperial Pikeman with 0.1 range. Oh, we have that with the Kamyuks. Okay, there we go. There's a hit on the Repair Vills. I think keeping the special stuff to the unique units, like the range, is good. Okay, Treb's going down. There's the power of Werewolf. There's the power of Werewolf, and we might see even some good splashes on the skirms. Oh, Onager's coming forward. Elite Longbow on the way for Daniel. He's pulling that. Oh, there we go. Werewolf Trebs splashing the skirms. Oh, that was amazing. Does Werewolf add friendly fire? Maybe the blast radius is friendly fire. I never actually realized that. Maybe he was destroying his own wall there. Any patch come out? Nope, it's just an update preview. So hopefully they undo the board changes. It does friendly fire too, okay. Onager is looking for hits on the skirms. You found that out with your own longbows, oh no. Oh, how did that Onager shot hit? Nothing, it was going for the trip. Now it got some skirms. Halbs there to deal with the paladins. Lithuanian paladins will have 3 relics, so 1 more attack than a normal paladin. And this is where the paladin itself is more pop efficient than anything the Britons can do. And this is the one thing that iBUYPOWER can do. He can just try to take good pop efficient fights. Or he can wait for the gold to run out and hope that the tower shield skirmishers are better than the Briton skirms that produce faster. Armor attack is more important. Usually, for melee units, the armor is more important. For ranged units, the attack is more important. Because the attack upgrades come with range. And also because you do more attacking than getting attacked with the ranged units. Yeah, so castle goes down. You're trying to find a hit on the skirms. Al's pushing the paladins back. So KD's still good for Daniel. And that's what you want to see if you're... That makes you really happy if you're fighting paladins with a positive KD. Oh, that Onager's hit just missed. So castle goes down. Paladin's taking trebs. A lot of trebs going down to the Warwolf. And in the Treb War, not really the production for LingHe from iBUYPOWER, so he has to go for the Paladins. And he wants a forward castle? That's a risky castle when there are 3 Trebs already deployed. Fortified wall for Daniel. Even though there are holes in it, but why not? Why not click it? Blast furnace on the way for the Halbs. Okay, there's a Vil going for the castle. Trebs, if they go for that castle, it'll destroy it. 3 Trebs there. Oh gosh, he lost the castle, iBUYPOWER. No, why are you building a castle under 3 enemy Trebs? No. Oh, Vils took forever to path there just to lose all their construction material. Now 42 Vils on gold, so that'll help the Paladin production for now. And that won't last forever. All the stone gone. They're pulling that face, it was because of the castle. Alright, Treb's hitting the dock. Paladins go down. Treb there, cannons hitting the Treb. Time to cut with those onagers. I think actually Daniel is happy to fight in the choke point because he doesn't want more room for the Paladins to run around and get to the Trebs. And since he's going just Halb longbow, he really prefers the Paladins needing to be forced into the Halbs. Nice shot on the skirms. Paladins going down over time. Another nice shot hits some skirms. A tower or guard tower? I gotta say, I love the architecture on this guard tower too. I think I like the Teuton's architecture, the Central European one, a bit more than the Western European towers. But this is also one of my favorite towers. Oh, the keep. I don't like the keep as much as the guard tower, though. I guess that's usually true. Guard tower is one of my favorite buildings. Now, does Yeoman apply to towers? I always forget. Watchtower line +2 attack. And they do have keeps with architecture, so murder holes, arrow slits. So actually really nice keeps. They would have heated shot too. You know, I never actually thought about that before. The Britons actually have really nice keeps. This is honestly the first time I ever actually recall seeing Britain keeps used like this. Usually it's just longbows, and then you're using these stone for castles, but if you have excess stone and you have the castles up already for production, I guess go for keeps. Nice addition as the tower, as the castle will go down. The OG strong keeps. Yep, they get +2 attack from Yeoman. You always think of Yeoman as the +1 range for your archer line. That's how the longbows get to 6/6. That's some dead skirms. Cannon there, and there's a GG from iBUYPOWER. Lithuanians versus Britons would have to be Lithuanians taking a huge lead in the Vil fight, I think, early on. Daniel just winning late game, 286 to 201. Better Fishboom too. And you see his eco just always ahead. And that'll put him on the brink of advancing, but 2 games to go. And thanks to you audience for sharing the drafts in the chat. So I can actually put the drafts on screen now. It's 2-1 for Daniel. And transition, boom. There we are, drafts. So maps, that was Daniel 1 Northern Isles, Lost African Waters, and then 1 Black Forest. So Kawasan and Nomad, the remaining maps. And what were the civs so far? That was Koreans losing to Bengalis, Celts losing to Malians, and Britons winning against Lithuanians. Yeah, I got the scoreboard updated correctly. And thanks again, audience. Hello, Patrick. Also, hello, Hungariargo on YouTube. Always nice to see the YouTube chat doing well. I'm getting 100+ viewers for this. And looks like the next map, iBUYPOWER will elect to play on Nomad. I think it was. I think honestly, I think it was over for iBUYPOWER as soon as he doesn't get like a huge victory in the Vil fight in the Civ matchup. Unless there's a big mistake from Daniel there, I think Britain should win that. Maybe it's a bit different if he fish booms and has a more comparable eco and can go for a bigger early imp push. Maybe that would have been an option too, but once you both not getting a huge advantage from the Vil fight and also being behind the fish boom, just Daniel's eco pulls ahead and then lets him use the Civ advantage. And the next map shall be Nomad. Good morning, Bruno. How you doing? Been a while since I played some good custom campaigns. Are they fun ones in recent weeks? I don't know about any recent custom campaigns, honestly. It's been a while since I played them. I'm more familiar with the ones from AOK Heaven than the early Philadelphia ones on DE, which I guess are Victors and Vanquished now. I haven't played a lot of recent ones. Yeah, civs are banned for both. That is almost always how civ bans work. If you ban it, you ban for both. Unable to find match. Invalid ID. Waiting for the match to load and it's not loading. Okay, let me restart the game. So much restarting of DE between launching games too. The Mehmed the Conqueror and Alexander Nevsky campaigns are great. I'm still waiting for Lord Bassa to finish the Shadows of Calparea. That was due out in 2021. At this rate, pathfinding will be fixed before he finishes the campaign. Yeah, he is the GOAT. Spanish neither banned nor picked when there's a Nomad game? Ooh. Interesting, you're right. Maybe this is just a Persian's mirror? Still trying to load into the game. Oh gosh, the spec dashboard shows me 2 Nomad games. Britain's Berbers against Shoe Berbers. Okay, Daniel had picked the wrong civ. Okay, and it's gotta be the Shoe Berbers game. I guess the civ must have not changed for Daniel. As Bassa did the Poles campaign. He did Jadwiga. Alright, Nomad. Berbers for iBUYPOWER. Shoe for Daniel. Blue shoe. So in the first game I just saw, Daniel had picked Britons, and then we swapped the overlay side to represent Daniel on the left. He had the best campaign. Yeah, well, I definitely will revisit that campaign soon. So Daniel on the left, iBUYPOWER on the right. And I don't know if this was iBUYPOWER who picked a civ for Daniel, if Daniel picked the wrong civ, or Daniel wanted shoe, and it was just a UI bug. I know that happens sometimes on DE when you see the civ, but it doesn't actually change. So yeah, really close to each other, and 1 gold right in the middle over which they might be fighting. Stone for Daniel, a bit more exposed to the south of his TC in that wood line than the back stone is for iBUYPOWER. And I don't think they've realized how close they are yet. As if they did, they'd be taking that boar right away if they saw it. Yeah, the Grindelgard campaign. Or the Relics of Atheline. those were a lot of fun to play through. So far, boar lore from Daniel. But boar these days are very easy to lure. Just use the house trick repeatedly. And nearby boar being taken by iBUYPOWER. So nice start to the game being able to take that boar. Docks on opposite sides. It's landlocked and the docks are on opposite sides. So dock to the right for Daniel, to the left for iBUYPOWER. They're both getting their fishing ships out. Now the shoe, interesting Nomad civ, they generate food in addition to wood. So that Nomad build where you go to the wood line immediately to start taking wood and you pump the fishing ship out, maybe you're able to keep the TC running a lot more easily. That being said, Daniel has 23 seconds of idle time, so maybe that's not true. But still, I think that should be a nice bonus for the shoe on Nomad. You're never going to be completely out of food by your TC as long as the TC's on a wood line. So next boar going to come in for Daniel. How is their water tech tree? They have shipwright, careening, dry dock. They have the special new civ, essentially a droman catapult siege ship. They get heavy demo, they miss fast fire, and then they have galleon. So if they go galleon, they're good. If they need fast fire, they're missing it. That's the only thing they miss is fast fire. And even siege engineers for their catapult ship. So pretty good water tech tree. Also, the fletching line of upgrades is cheaper at the blacksmith, so going galleys is nice early on. And also their catapult ship can shoot additional projectiles. I think though what Daniel probably would want to do is the war chariots on this map. It's the Scorpion replacement. That's more like a mobile, multi-arrow shooting siege unit. They die hard to mangonels, but I've seen a lot of players going for them, and they can be pretty effective. Do the American civs have a siege ship? No, they don't. And neither do the Cumans. We've seen the Shu played in, at least in cartographers, as an archer civ on the flank, having a very smooth economy and transition to go arbalests in the late game. Although since then, for 1v1s, it's pretty much always been war chariot attacks. There's Phosphoro war chariot builds. Probably impossible to stop in the feudal age, but once one mangonel comes out, they all have to run cowering. So barracks for Daniel, he's up first. What is his scouting? He should know the TC's there. That's the area he hasn't scouted. Does he know where the dock is? That is the scouting from iBUYPOWER. He might have lost something over there. So if he knows that's where Daniel's dock is, that's what that other dock from his is to be aggressive. Otherwise, the fishing ships from Daniel, I guess he has to have an idea that the dock is down here because he doesn't see it anywhere else. Might have a decent water presence, just not cannon galleons. As well as this is where the Aztecs especially, since their docks produce the warships faster. They're pretty good on the water in the early game, just not late game. There's an archery range up, and archers on the way. Let's come over and hit the Vil. Nope, the Maya don't have the Droman, no. That is a Roman ship. Okay, sacrificing a villager there is iBUYPOWER to keep Daniel out. And he's going to try to wall here behind the willow tree. Although Vils will have to attack that house. That house will go down. There is a hole. And Daniel is in. Daniel's in. iBUYPOWER cannot keep him out. And Daniel is pushing forward. Another tower on the gold here for iBUYPOWER. Daniel will make some progress. Don't think he'll be able to push the tower though. Some more walls in the back. But he's able to be pretty annoying. iBUYPOWER slightly up in resources. And he will now be harassing Daniel's fish. The faster moving Berber ships are a nice bonus. And there'll be 2 fishing ships going down right away. iBUYPOWER probably should clean all 4. Daniel don't think he can get back on the water in time to save them even if he wanted to. And we'll have a tower going up on the hill that'll cover the gold. And nope, not all civs have a siege ship. I guess everyone in the Age of Kings had cannon galleon. And the Conquerors, only the Spanish got cannon galleon. Or Spanish and Koreans. The Huns and the 2 American civs. Did the Huns get cannon galleon? Yeah, Huns had cannon galleon then. It was just the 2 American civs that didn't have a siege ship then. Yeah, the Huns definitely had cannon galleon back then. Pretty sure they did. Unless I'm misremembering that. It's the Cumans who don't have anything. So stone being mined for Daniel. I'm trying to put archers in his tower. He has enough vills, he might think of just rushing this tower down. And he's docked his own dock on the western corner. Some chickens in the south. He lost his fish. And upon seeing the vills rushing forward, iBUYPOWER has thrown down some stone walls in front of his tower to guard it from the villagers. Doesn't want it losing a melee fight. Now some skirms coming out from iBUYPOWER as he repairs his tower. Up by 5 eco units. That's 6 fishing ships to 2 in particular. iBUYPOWER will go to the stone. Vils will punch up a bit. Vils will try to knock down the tower. House for iBUYPOWER. And now it's Daniel's turn to destroy the fishing ships. There he goes, getting his fires into the fishing eco now of iBUYPOWER. The speedy fishing ships, though, able to run away. They're actually, the Berber's fishing ships are much faster than the fire galleys. They can get away. iBUYPOWER can maybe run back to his docks on the right side, keep his fish alive. Well, that's actually insane. Yeah, look at 1.26. Usually they're slower, but those Berber fishing ships, 1.39. Look at how speedy those ships are. Dang. They're sailing away. Yeah, Berber Trade Cog, the fastest unit on water. Is that actually the fastest unit in the game, the Berber Trade Cog? That thing is ridiculously fast. So Vil repairing the fire. iBUYPOWER staying alive over here. We'll be doing armor, still running around with skirms. Daniel trying to dive with archers. He'll get a couple of Vils, but also will be under the TC. Won't be able to get in. Nice quick walls there from iBUYPOWER, preventing Daniel from getting back to that wood line. Lots of weak Vils on that wood line too, so it could have been a lot of damage had the archers gotten back there. Cuban Shravamtras or Hussars? I'm pretty sure that Berber Trade Cog is faster than the Shravamtraders. It also benefits from the speed upgrade at the market too. So Dry Dock, Caravan, and the Berber's bonus all stacking for a unit that's already kind of speedy. Cobra car, only when it's made out of Lego. That's the fastest car. That's a good navy there for iBUYPOWER. Don't think Daniel can push that. So Vil count's still really close. Tower's still harassing in iBUYPOWER's base, shooting at that TC. Nice stone down there, but it's a good thing, as I said at the start, iBUYPOWER with a back stone able to go and mine. He can counter tower then if he needs to. Also, we'll be able to get a castle if he gets up. Well, same thing for Daniel. And Daniel's about to click up. iBUYPOWER doesn't look quite there. More res collected for Daniel. So this might just be Daniel goes up, YOLO's a castle drop right on iBUYPOWER's face, and wins the game and the set. Fully Caravanserai affected the Berber Trade Cogs too. That'd be great. Based on what Mason says, I'm guessing no. I don't know if I've ever tried it, but I probably would know if they did. Because then, of course, we'd know about how speedy the Berbers would get with them. Castle Age on the way there for Daniel. Armor on the way too. Fire galley running around the side. iBUYPOWER is going to pop out of the docks soon. Time to win the Indy 500 in a trade cog. Yep, and there is Castle Age for Daniel on the way. iBUYPOWER will be slower, and what I don't think he can do is stop a castle drop now. What is his military count? 18? A lot of that is skirms, and 9 of those are fire galleys, 2 of those are demos. So with 7 skirmishers, I don't think he stops Daniel grabbing all these vills and YOLOing a castle. So that he's going to have 16 vills forward. A couple of them are weak. 17 vills forward. There is the castle. Will it hit the TC? Yes, it will. Skirms will come over, but that is only as a group of only 7 skirms. And this castle will go up right on his face, and then it'll be time for the White Feather Guards. A unit that temporarily slows down the unit it attacks, strong against cav and infantry, weak against ranged soldiers. And I don't think skirms are a counter to them. And there's the Haiguang Cavalry 2. That's the knight replacement. Low HP but high armor. Now and they will start raiding the wood line. There's a weak Vils there too. Vils will go down. Weak unit on 4 HP runs away. I'll try to heal. More raids. STC 86% to imp. iBUYPOWER garrisoning it. This is almost where you want to see petards. Of course, you don't know how close your opponent is to imp, and the repairs are on the way. Or to the Castle Age. Now, defensive monastery from iBUYPOWER. Okay, so not going to be White Feather Guards, just going to be the Haiguang Cavalry. My understanding, Haiguang Cav is stronger than Knight, but Elite is weaker than Paladin? I think so. But it's not like a straight comparison to Knight, though. The HP, it's 60 HP compared to 100. But it's higher melee armor. So there are probably situations where one's stronger than the other. You're not a fan of the Shu Castle? It feels almost though it's designed for one direction, and not like a 4-directional building. Like a lot of AoE2 buildings are designed for like 2 directions. Alright, so I guess maybe the range is kind of a 1 direction, but even then it kind of has the steps there. The monastery, this is a 1-directional building, right? It only faces one direction, then the rest of the sides. Market faces 2 directions. This clearly only faces 1 direction. That's my thoughts on the castle. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Like, the stable has steps this way, and then also the opening here for the horses, and then also the thing there, so you got different things going on. Water trowel there, so every side has something. This is just like, this side of the building looks kind of unused, and then the big door in the front determines the shape. Something special in the back, maybe. It could be a hill fort we have, a cliff behind, sure. Like, I'm not saying it's not realistic. I'm just saying someone said it looked kind of weird. That's what looks weird to me. So Cav Archer raid, iBUYPOWER, still in the game, getting a nice raid on Daniel's woodline. A War Chariot to defend this, though. The War Chariot beat this many CA. Daniel, what are you doing on your woodline, Daniel? All those vills are dying. Oh no, Daniel, you had a nice vill lead. Don't lose it all. Daniel, the Titanic. War Chariot killed a few Cav Archers. There's going to be another castle to the north that'll defend the TC. Yeah, super imposing from the front. Imposing from the front for sure. I can imagine seeing this like high up on a mountain on the distance and it would be imposing. So, well, he's still up by 10 vills. He's still on 3 TCs. But yeah, he could have garrisoned that a lot earlier. So the 2 TCs are defended by castles, so probably not gonna befall the same fate at any point. Daniel didn't drop. He's garrisoning. He's still playing. He just didn't notice. He just didn't notice that. Right, we saw that from ACCM against Lewis the other day, right? Huge raid and one player didn't notice. It happens. It happens. Good afternoon. Good morning, Major Blazer. This has already been a pretty long set compared to how these games usually go. Oop. Castle deleted Dear Manganeld. Okay, yep, Adam, there's one more set after this. It'll be, I think, Blue versus StrayDog. Also, thank you, Kyanin, for the follow earlier. Another TC for iBUYPOWER. You know, he wants a castle. He wants a castle on the back of Daniel's base. Trying to find where the war chariots are and avoid them, maybe. He's sending the chickens. He's sending the chickens to build the castle. Manganel coming over, though, for Daniel. Do these things need ballistics? Okay, that Manganel will be repaired. Forward Manganel there. Power Rusher's going down. Manganel trapped by its own repair vills. War chariots maybe could come over and deny this. This is going to be close. 77%. Another Manganel out for Daniel. Manganel will go down. Now the Manganel is just going to deny the castle. And I think this is denied. 89%. There is the GG as the vills die. And Daniel will take the set 3-1. Off of a great game of Nomad. And that's a 49 to 43 KD. Kind of lost the water, but made up for it with the great aggression on land. Faster uptime there, and the Shu end up winning. So was maybe a bit worried about his initial stone positioning, but by being so aggressive, he was able to take some forward stone and apply pressure to iBUYPOWER's gold and just get that castle drop early on. And, well, it's Nomad. You gotta appreciate an early castle drop like that. Good one. Nomad. And that was the Shu over the Berbers. Just check what the next set's gonna be, and yep, Blue versus StrayDog. This will be in the lower bracket. So GG. Let me update the titles in the scoreboard. Yeah, the no meat is the Jurchen's bonus. The Shu or the gather food while chopping trees bonus. Alright, so again, thank you all for tuning in. Let me just get the scoreboard cleared too. And see if we have drafts somewhere. I don't see drafts yet. Oh wait, maybe I do see drafts. See Blue. I'm gonna guess this is StrayDog. Someone in the chat can maybe translate for me and tell me if this is StrayDog or not. Just a second. A quick rundown on these players. Blue, I don't really know much about him. I just casted him the other day. StrayDog is a very old school player, known for like Huns forwards on Arabia. If we have Arabia, he's probably going to go for a scrum spear forward. Alright, someone then can tell me if I'm going to make the draft full screen for a second. Is this the right draft? Is this indeed StrayDog here? Is that his account? And if anyone in the chat knows that, I'd appreciate knowing that I have the right draft. The animated icons. There we go. That's better. It's worse they're not loading. I'm going to assume that's him, but the dashboard didn't give me the drafts, I just found them. Alright, anyway, I will be back in just a moment. And then we'll look for whatever's going on with this next set, Blue versus StrayDog. Stay tuned, and I'll see you in a minute. Alright, I'm back. Let's see if we have a game somewhere. Daniel's old Nomad game is still being picked up. Yeah, I don't see it. So I think what I'll do, just while we're waiting for the game to get started, because I see it's supposed to start in about 12 minutes, I'm just going to cast Hera versus ACCM on Arabia. Playing a ranked game. Hola, amigo. Oh, look at that. Hera trying to speak Spanish. I think he's been getting lessons. Let me just disable the scoreboard for now. So we'll have ACCM as the Cyan Malay, he'll be here to the southwest, and then Hera as the Red Mongols, he'll be to the northeast. Got Hera speaking Spanish before GTA 6. Hello, Soxy. Yeah, StrayDog. StrayDog I'm always excited to watch because he always goes for forwards on Arabia. He's like a yellow Huns Arabia forward skirm spear player. Been lurking in the shadows. Hope you're having a good day, Soxy. Always lovely to have Soxy around. Well, let's see, are these deer or chickens? They are deer, they're deer. So deer and elephants, lots of food on this Arabia. And water buffalo. Water buffalo I don't think are native to Arabia. They are here. Let's take the elephant. And this deer will be pushed in by the scout. We'll have rabbits, yes. More animals. Or I thought they were hares instead of rabbits. Either way, more animals. I wonder if the hares can be funneled. We'll have to check that out on the pup. Yeah, I think this evening I'm gonna do some map scripting and I'll stream it. I'll probably just do that on Twitch, but I'll do streaming maps on the pup. So I'm gonna need to fix all of my cartographer's maps because the pup made a breaking change to how I was calculating trigonometric functions, and I actually need to finish editing. I have a 20-minute YouTube video that I've edited like 15 minutes of, and now I'm gonna need to change it because they're changing the hacks I had used. I think the hacks will no longer be necessary, but they are changed. You assume hares are chickens? Are hares, do they have any, are they just food like chickens? Are hares gonna be like unfunnelable chickens? ACCM's gotta be careful with those buffaloes. What hack did I use? Every single division in map scripts currently, they added arithmetic expressions. But every operation between two numbers, you can use floating point literals, but if you do math with two numbers, the value is rounded at the end of the computation. So 1 divided by 2 equals 0.5, but then is rounded back to 1. And same thing, -1 divided by 2 is -0.5, which is rounded down to -1. And then 0 over 0.5 just gives you 0. Or 0 over 2 gives you 0. So if you take a number and repeatedly divide it by 2, and you can't just divide it by a big power of 2, like 256, no, you have to individually divide it by 2. Eventually you get either 1, 0, or -1, and using that I could calculate the sign function of the number, or the signum function, and I could use that as part of the algorithm I use for calculating trigonometric functions. I was very restricted to integers and had to work around that. And now that floating points work, I think I can just simply compute a series representation of the trigonometric functions. But it was a very hacky workaround. Nope, I didn't have a signum function. I had to do that myself. I don't think I can actually calculate the signum anymore in the new patch. but I can calculate the trigonometric functions, which are what I really wanted. There should always be blue. Ooh. Gracias, amigo. Ooh, what happened over here? He's probably give a buffalo back.
Yes.
Wish you knew what I just said. I will have a video soon. I'll have a video soon. Is this ladder play? Yep, this is a ladder play. The next tournament game we're casting should be in around 10 minutes or so. So I'm just casting a ladder game in the meantime. Then I'll probably enjoy the outside nice weather for a bit this afternoon. Then come back to do some video editing and then some map scripting for another evening stream. Busy AoE2 Sunday.
Apa syasananya baginda? Yasa kuka baginda.
Archers take out the spear, and they will keep running forward.
Here.
Do you think they're coming to ranked? I hope not. I think the great thing about Battle for Greece is it was its own thing, and it didn't end up pitting the ranked ladder.
Yasa kuka baginda.
But I have no idea what they're doing though. If they feel all over the place. The thing too is that the Battle for Greece was made by Capture Age, and from what I've heard, Capture Age was just hit really hard by the Microsoft layoffs. And I know of at least 2 people who were laid off there, and I've heard that it is more like, oh, there's a hole. There are even more after them. So I think they employed like 40 to 50 people and probably have like over a half dozen layoffs. So what their capacity is to do another Battle for Greece like DLC if they have a much lower budget, I don't know. Yep, and then if it was the Capture Age team that did the balance change, which I have no idea who did that balance change, by the way, but I would assume it's the Capture Age team because they're the ones who made the DLC. Well, that would be the last, maybe the last thing some of their designers did before getting laid off. I don't know all of everyone who was laid off, but I know it's I know they've had some budget restrictions and layoffs. I'm planning on making a career out of it. I've just had a lot of time to do it recently.
Apa syasananya baginda?
So scout kills the other scout.
Yasa kuka baginda. Apa syasananya baginda? Here.
Now skirms chasing archers around. Monkey boys. Yeah, those are actually not Furious the Monkey Boy reskin though. Those are just smoke monkeys. I mean wild monkeys, not smoke monkeys, but wild monkeys.
Yasa kuka baginda.
Smoke monkey is the Mayan AI name, and since it was a string in the game file, they could change you could change the stats of Furious the Monkey Boy to make him a neutral monkey that didn't attack you with insane stats. And then you changed the name to be Smoke Monkey because that was the Mayan AI. You had smoke monkeys around your maps. Sure the CEO got a bonus for successfully cutting costs?
Apa
Probably.
syasananya baginda? Here. Yasa kuka baginda.
So Crocodile goes down to
Apa syasananya
some archers and a
baginda?
skirm there. Scout chasing the skirms.
Here.
This is one of the things I feel like that makes skirms so strong, is that scouts aren't even really a counter to them. The skirms just run away. And scouts are so expensive to use against skirms. I feel like for the most part, if you see a bunch of skirms, you can just amass your own skirms and wait until the castle age and then go castle faster. What will be interesting with the nerf, if they lose their... or if they're created a bit more slowly. Yeah. As far as the YouTube stuff does, though, I really want to get more time to edit videos. If we get more support, like through YouTube memberships, I think that'll be easier for me to make time for that. Oh, a nice patrol for the archers. I always love watching patrols. There's something so fascinating about them. Let me just alt-tab the dashboard and see if this set is going on. Oh, okay, they are in game 1 on Morris, but maybe we'll just finish this game. Honestly, where are we right now? Kind of an even game. Mongols Malay, this might go on for a while. I'm just gonna head over and cast the tournament set, I think. Oh, apologies for abandoning the game, but I'll go cast the tournament that we're here for. YouTube split better than Twitch. Right now, how the splits work is Patreon, I think, takes 12%, so Patreon is the best split other than just, like, directly, like, sending me money. YouTube is 70-30 and Twitch is 60-40. If we have enough subs on Twitch, then we can get 70-30 on Twitch too. It's all about that Partner Plus program though. Alright, we will, hold on, let me pause this. Oh, the game is paused. Okay, that's good too. We didn't even miss much, it's paused. Right. Let me set the players up then. This will be blue, this will be StrayDog. I spell StrayDog correctly. This will be the lower bracket, round 1, and it'll be that there on tournament stage. This will be the LingHe Cup. Right. We had Sec. Why are these players communicating in English? What? Okay, I got a question that. I was not expecting to see. It always surprises me when I see, like, this is the Chinese tournament between players of Chinese ethnicity, and they're communicating in English. Sec, yes, equals, SOTY, 2 mins. SOTY, what is that? Yes. Alright. Let me check the actual nationalities of these players, though. Double check that. Sort out the YouTubes. I think that was just sorry, but mistyped. I doubt that the Chinese players would be streaming on YouTube. That'd be kind of weird.
Yes.
LingHe Cup. What are the nationalities? We have... Okay, so Blue is from Taiwan, StrayDog's from China. Yes. Alright, so yeah, so someone can translate for me. Now they've stopped speaking in English. Well, at least this was nice for me. Still waiting for Capture Age to have the translate like the dashboard has. Yayo's in Daoyo. Or I don't know how to pronounce that properly. Doyu. That's where he streams. This looks like an even map, not gonna have that Viper Yo situation that Viper was complaining about, where the fish were incredibly uneven. He says I got the YouTube sorted, Kappa. So, Loom on the way for both players, so it'll be a similar uptiming. Sicilians for Blue, Kumans for StrayDog. I've not seen Kumans played on this map. That could be interesting. So Sicilians, of course, can do the Dark Age donjons now. They don't shoot arrows until Feudal, but you can construct them in the Dark Age. So, a bit more idle time there for StrayDog. So he'll be up slightly slower. Well, actually, no, wait. A bit more idle time, but he's up 1 vil faster. So he's up faster, but with idle time. There we are. Shout out to YouTube. I know, I have so much work to do. I've been, like, the aftermath of cartographers, handling all the payments for the players. It just kind of sapped some of my energy for working on other content stuff. Hopefully I'm just about done with that, though. So hopefully I have more time next week. Oh, Blue asked if it was 2-minute delayed. It seems it is not when StrayDog is supposed to set with it. Okay, so they just messed up the spec play on the lobby settings. That's fine. So barracks and house going up. Watching YouTube on TV and writing in Twitch chat? Yep, I bet a lot of people do that. And that's great because you're both open. We double dip on the viewers. So scouts will fight each other. Both Feudal. Kuman Scout is slightly faster. And we'll have to use its speed to run away. Was down in HP. There's your cut for being the #1 viewer. Thank you, August Kenthia, for the follow. Now, right now on YouTube, audience is the #1 viewer. Twitch app on TV and on mobile, from at least my experience on mobile. Maybe I should actually pull it up on TV. Just actually see what it looks like. I've never tried that. My AoE doesn't have dinosaurs? There's that Voobly mod for dinosaurs. You could play the Jurassic Park Survival mod, I think it was called. And okay, Scout just gonna hoover around a bit and try to get some scouting. Sergeant's coming forward, and we could potentially see maybe more donjons? Maybe not if we don't have any stone being collected. So Sergeant's just gonna behave like an infantry unit here. And StrayDog going double ranges, defensive archers. Hasn't done another TC yet. Interesting to see where he'd put the second TC. Looks like the Sergeants will find a woodline. Scout on very low HP. We'll go down to the Vil. Vil needs to get the kill. Attack once more. Ooh, okay. I think that was a misplay from StrayDog. Could have killed the Scout, and maybe not saved the Vil from the Sergeants, but at least killed the Scout. So that Scout will live to scout another day. YouTube on TV has longer ads. Well, I do disable monetization for the YouTube live stream, so hopefully you don't get ads if you watch on YouTube at all. I much prefer just to rely on like memberships or subs, because ads are so annoying. And Chrome getting rid of view block has made my life so much more awful. Yeah, so if you like not having ads, do consider a membership or a Twitch sub, as it does help support the stream. Haven't seen ads this stream. Yeah, I've been experimenting. I have Twitch set to the lowest I can, which is 30 seconds of ads per hour. And if I don't play them myself, and I've turned off the auto ad scheduler, I think that might only be pre-roll ads. So I don't know what's less annoying, pre-roll ads with a total of fewer ad minutes, or if I manually play ads between the sets when I like run to the bathroom, or just update the drafts, and then we don't have pre-roll ads as new people come in during the games. That's what I think the trade-off is right here. So, skirms will come around the back, and they will find the archers. Pre-roll more annoying for Adam. Yeah, that's what I think, because it's like you join the stream and you want to see the stream, but then like the pre-roll comes up. Yeah, because pre-roll makes you leave instantly. Yeah. I know that feeling. And it is kind of annoying, because like if I have a long game, I might need to then play like a 2-minute ad in between the stream. And then maybe like miss 30 seconds of the Dark Age if we're loading into a game, but that's probably better than pre-rolls. So Sergeant's going for the donjon. They'll try to construct it. And I keep for the I absolutely hate ads. I hate them. So Sergeant's going down. I have another tower going up forward for StrayDog. I don't want to spam my viewers. Occasionally I'll do something like that Factor sponsorship where it's like, you know, legit a product that I'm open to myself. But ads just make the entire experience worse. eBlock still can work on for YouTube. It does in Firefox. It does in Firefox, not in Chrome, from what I've seen. So forward tower here for StrayDog as the archers and skirms run around. They'll try to get through the house. And I know because I was watching Regicide Rumble, and then like there's like Trebs going to snipe a wonder, and then all of a sudden there was that 30-second ad that pops up. And it's just like, it's amazing how annoying like 3 minutes of ads an hour actually can be to a Twitch experience if they're not properly planned out. Most annoying are for ads for something I've already bought. DB Cooper, thank you very much for the sub. That'll be a tier 1 sub. That'll count towards our Partner Plus. Help us in our goal to get the better revenue split on Twitch. So our house going up near the donjon here for blue. And more donjons in defense. And just now, we're 15-16 minutes into the game, we're finally getting that TC from StrayDog. It has been a long time coming. He's been in the Cuman Feudal Age without the second TC. And the skirm numbers have just been climbing for blue. He's trying to do a stable. That looks like it might be denied. He's going back to try to finish it. That kind of has to camp by his starting TC now. He adds for something you've already bought. I have encountered the new pain though of I'm doing the Factory sponsorship and I'm getting Factor ads all over the place now. It's like, no, I'm doing the advertising for you. I don't need more ads. Yes, I am intentionally not using the pro version, because I'm not a fan of the subscription model. So, Scout with 2 HP, will be running around. And Castle Age on the way for Blue. So Blue seems like he's been very disruptive with his army, taking this crewman's economy away from its 2 TC boom. But the TC is up, and while it hasn't been up for the entire time, will provide some defense and a bit more vills. I mean, let's see. We have. What do you think about the sergeants and the donjons too? I know this has been in the game for a long time, and I guess they're in the base game now with the changes that they made to add the DLC to the base game. Well, this donjon will go up for the sergeants. A few of them low on hit points. The Dino DLC, the T-Rex Rider. So forging on the way for StrayDog, and he looks like he's not going to be up anytime soon. And I questioned Kumans on this map going in, and I'm still not seeing what StrayDog wanted to accomplish with them. Obviously, Sicilians with the donjons and the infantry are applying very early pressure to control the shorefish. Donjon up in the rear, being super annoying. And StrayDog trying to go scouts now to fight the skirms. It's just that weird situation, as skirms kind of counter scouts. Like, get enough skirms and it'll kill the scouts. Scouts don't have enough DPS against skirms. And the StrayDog's just gonna call the GG as he sees the Castle Age. So Sicilians, donjons, working out on this map. I'm still I don't know what StrayDog's gonna do if he's not putting the TC down right away. And the Sicilians are kind of just the civ that can do the donjons so early on, get the sergeants out and apply pressure that the early TC puts you in a bind because the sergeants will pressure it with donjons. And I don't know if Kumans are good on this map anyway, but I feel like the Sicilians in particular, maybe something like Teutons also with their tower rush, would have been extra tricky to play Kumans against here. That's 29 kills for Blue. 2k more res collected for him. And GG upon Castle. Yep, wrong scene. There we go. Blue taking the win in the first game. Winning on Morris. And I'm guessing that we'll see Arabia from StrayDog. As Sicilians, early Sicilians pick, so we really wanted them for that map against Kumans. I should leave the game. The game just told me my monitors were not configured properly. What? And the next map will be Arabia. Figure on Ram. Oh, Rams and Feudal. That is a better idea than I had. With the Civ. So StrayDog, once more, we'll put him in the red. And it'll be Chicken Arabia. We'll have Blue playing as the Cyan Shoe to the northwest. And StrayDog has the red Romans to the southeast. Elephants and chickens. Those are some forward chickens for StrayDog. Not even a good woodline nearby to funnel them. That's just an awkward chicken patch. Yeah. I guess that's the problem with Rams, is that sergeants are a melee unit. And Rams would die to the sergeants, probably. Or be destroyed by the sergeants. An elephant lured in from Blue from the front. No laming from what I can see. Usually on the chicken maps, once you see chickens, you can go forward to lame very aggressively, because you don't need to spend scout time pushing the deer. So always got to be careful of those elephants on the chicken maps. Chicken, yes. A lovely chicken. Blue is cyan. It's a form of blue, right? archers will be able to pick off the sergeants in Feudal. Hard to pick them off underneath donjons, though, because then the donjons hit the archers. It's always about combinations of units. And that's a tricky combination, I think. The chickens want to deny a castle over there. Yeah, maybe that's what you gotta do. Don't take the chickens, leave them alive, and then later on, when they want a castle drop, they'll block the foundation. You should make a chicken-themed map. I did make Chicken Arabia for cartographers, but I guess that didn't really, oh, that's just a standard map. I did add chickens to Valley of Kings, and I think they made it fun. But no one really used them all that much because of the skirmisher meta, so I don't know, maybe they weren't even that useful. Are chicken the slowest? When they're just walking, maybe. 0.25? I don't know of anything else that's that slow, now that you mention it. Slowest normally, I think, would be a ram at 0.6. That's a good question. So StrayDog, 4 vills going forward, even without a deer push. He is up on 18 pop as the Romans, and this is what StrayDog does. This is what StrayDog does every single game of Arabia. Lumber camp mill, and he is going for forward. And I'm sure Blue is aware of that. StrayDog is known for going every game for the skirm spear forward. Wonder how he's going to fare in the next patch when the skirmishers are created more slowly. Fish are stationary. It's like saying trees are slower. And he'll get the first hit on Blue's scout. He'll also be up faster, so he'll have the Feudal scout advantage. As long as he doesn't take a bad hill engagement. Oh, now that is a forward barracks. That barracks actually is not quite in range of the TC. Honestly, I think the barracks should be one tile back just so you can actually run back and forth in front of it. I'm thinking of making like my own version of like a hyper random type of map. Okay, that's probably not the best fight from StrayDog. Not going to kill the Vill and just lost HP on the scout. Now he'll lose the scout fight. And can Blue see the barracks? Yes, Blue is very well aware of the barracks. I don't think he could miss that. He sees the range too. The barracks is a bit aggressive. This is StrayDog, and he's done exactly what he wanted to do. Blue wasn't even on the berries. He controls the berries. He goes for the forward and controls the berries with the forward. And you see Chash94, thank you for the follow. And now he's going to go for a tower, defensive tower there from Blue. And StrayDog going to try to break through the palisade rather than focusing on the tower. Pumping out more skirms. Fighting the Vills on the wood line. Hyper random might be scary with all these critter changes. Vill goes down. Yeah, we'll keep Vills away. And now it's just skirmishers, right? StrayDog, if there's one person who's familiar with skirmishers for the meta, StrayDog will be that person. He just makes skirms almost all the time, and no scout defense from Blue, so not even spears added in, just skirms. And StrayDog will probably be going... Well, he's going for more stones, so he's going for a tower follow-up. Oftentimes you'll see him eventually add a stable, go for scouts follow-up, but here it's he's going for the stone and the towers. Okay, tower will hit the vills. Also hit the vill over there. Vills will run away from the tower and add in a house.
Salve.
So taking the farms at the front, that feels kind of risky. Double ranges, double range skirm production, let's go. And it's you having the food to do that, I guess, from chopping the wood. Shu, oh, you know, now that I see that, interesting to defend against the forward. Obviously the wood isn't going to be as good as the berry food income, but taking the wood in the back is a nice way to offset the fact that the berries are taken. So skirm's going to jump through the TC. They have Pierce Armor, they won't care about TC fire. And that scout too low to engage now.
Salve. Impera.
Skirm is running around 8 versus 10. Scout comes in.
Tibi Servio.
So Watchtower going up for StrayDog. And that'll be what he wants. Cover the berries with a Watchtower. Hasn't had to do that yet, but once fletching comes in, he'll eventually do fletching, and he'll cover the entire berries. Gonna keep blue off of food. And so far, this forward working. He needs to make sure he doesn't like start falling behind in skirm numbers, but as long as he's hitting the berries, and it's gonna be difficult maybe to keep 2-range skirm production flowing. He's up by 3 vills now. A bit of idle time for both, but he does have 2 vill kills. He's done a great job keeping his forward vills alive despite the low HP, and he's going to come forward with another tower. That'll finish covering the berries even without fletching. I don't think he has a blacksmith yet. Still no... Yep, okay, there's the stable. There's the stable. He's going for the scouts follow-up. So that's what he wants. Big skirm war, scouts follow-up to counter the skirms. And he's going to see this lumber camp forward, which could open up options for another forward tower.
Salve.
And taking the hill there. That spear a bit scary against the scouts, but skirms, as long as they pick it off, will be in a good spot. So a bit of a counterattack from blue, and this is where maybe we'll eventually need defensive towers here. Maybe one on the stone just to get more towers up. Oh, we have a blacksmith now. Blacksmith and fletching on the way. As another tower goes up on the wood line. Yep, those forward vills meander their way down here. Get that tower up. And now StrayDog has to defend. And this is tricky. How do you defend? That's true. Roman Eco bonus does help to maintain skirm production. Absolutely right about that. Well, it does help. It does help with everything, right? Does help with everything a little bit. We see he's up by 500 res collected. And the only thing he's worried about right now is that one spear. Is if he can get... He has 3 scouts. I think he'll need a 4th, maybe even a 5th with that low HP one. But then he can engage the skirms. Till that happens, this will be risky. It's skirms, so you don't need to worry too much about running the vills right away. But you don't want to let the lingering skirms cause damage. And ooh, that spear getting some pokes. Okay, just 1 poke though, and the skirms get cleaned. And hello, Yajur. So everything there gets cleaned, and looking at the minimap, StrayDog still has all these forward towers. Oh, another tower going up. And blue, not having a good time here. Needs to run off. And now all of the player wood lines are denied. And he's just gonna have to run out. Hope to find a wood line. He hasn't a clue where he's gonna take wood now. He's just gonna run into the darkness and hope to find something. He's got a little lumber camp down here. Oh no, he didn't find the thick wood line. Now he sees it. Now he sees it. Maybe he'll go there. And now StrayDog 6-0 Vil Katie. Instant pain seeing Cyan's base. This feels so old school. Like just seeing all these towers forward in an enemy base. This brings me back to like the Wool Kingdoms days. So now StrayDog's base completely cleared of all enemy units. He'll tower his gold for safety. He'll do foraging for his scouts. And he'll start amassing more scouts. 6 scouts now, actually. A couple of groups of them running around. Group them up. There'll be a Vil on the gate. Low HP. Going for another gate, though. You can go double gate in the eco. Scouts take the spear. And okay, StrayDog is victorious. GG, GG after the resign. So you type GG. And 1-1. So StrayDog this is exactly what I expected to see from him on Arabia. Worked out exactly as I would have expected. 1,000 more res collected. He forwards every single game. So he is very well adapted to the build. Controls the barriers with the forward, 4 Vils, towers. Eventually makes the scout transition. that is classic StrayDog right there. So that evens it up 1-1. Don't know if he'll be competitive on the other maps, but on Arabia, he knows what he's doing. Alright, so that's a loss for the Shu and a win for the Romans. First picked Romans. And the next map will be Fractal. I'm just gonna I'll do the 1 minute ad play. As we have a spec delay. I want to see Jerchins. Ooh. Just noticed there's a lag between Twitch stream on mobile and YouTube live, YouTube being behind. Yep, YouTube will be behind a bit because I'm streaming in 4K there. Stream on 4K, there will be a slight delay. When you say quite a bit of time, it's probably like on the order of a few seconds. That's I think, expected. So the map is Fractal. Here is the Mandelbrot set, everyone. And immediately we will have StrayDog as the Jerchins going towards that lumber camp location. Yay, Jerchins. So food not decaying is pretty good on a map but features lots of laming. And lumber camp goes up right away, and he'll try to chop out to the outside. You can do the dock back here for good fish. You can do the docks out here for a dock block. More Vils. Going to be chopping out here, so both players going for that lumber camp. You will have that same little slot every time. So do you guys all enjoy the Mandelbrot set as much as I do? I doubt anyone enjoys it as much as I do. At least among the Twitch viewers. I know, I know the guy who had done some of the pioneering work on the Mandelbrot set. I think the publication was in the early 80s. He's quite the character. love this map so much. It's a fun map. I love a math-themed map. It's a nice fractal. Hello, Ugly. How you doing? Spawn another Mandelbrot map if you build a TC near the map coast. We'll have to try. Maybe there's some way we could do Julia sets as maps. You know, well, now that we have more math features in map scripts, maybe anything's possible. You prefer Sierpinski's primitives? We could do some Sierpinski triangles as a map. It's closed, yet open, has water, so you can play it in multiple ways. And Julia sets are spiral rebranded. Yeah, well, that's true for Spiral. I did actually have a true Archimedean Spiral implemented for cartographers. So, early barracks, pre-mill barracks for StrayDog. And he will be attempting to drush. Now, there are golds and stones in the back. Ooh, actually lots of stuff all spawning together back here. Golds and stones in the back, one more zebra. StrayDog, looks like he's not going to bother pushing that. Just going to go forward with the militia. He would maybe try to just destroy a house. If he wanted to, you at least get some damage that way. Don't think you'll get more damage back here. Blue already walled in. Blue is a barracks himself and will be adding militia. That back golden stone is very cozy and easy to wall. Yes, it is, but it also ironically is kind of exposed. Yeah, like you'll wall around your front and it'll be safe, but then somehow someone will break in and you'll find that army's back there. So no one docking quite yet. And both, let's see, StrayDog just about chopped through, Blue already through. And yeah, like this rush somehow gets to the back. On the other side, okay, forward Vils, forward militia, and a scout, all trying to attack and break through that house, but they will not break in time. The re-wall comes up for StrayDog, and he will keep that out. That's an aggressive forward there from Blue, who is up to Feudal very quickly, doing men-at-arms. And that's no dock for him, just fast Feudal. And we'll be sending that Vil forward. Maybe dock blocking there. Yep, doing the dock block. That way ships cannot sail down that water. And he could do another dock down here and get more fish. So this push continuing, another house going up. This will be a tower now from Blue. Tower focusing on closing the area by this lumber camp, pressuring the wood. So StrayDog still not quite up. As Men-at-Arms really breaking through that house, and now that the tower is there, the repair vills will be hit and forced away. And now, in the Dark Age, how does StrayDog defend this? He needs more houses. Those vills are weak. Those house foundations are weak. And dead Vil on the other side. More forward vills from StrayDog, and he's going to look maybe to tower this lumber camp. So if we have a forward tower from Blue, then he's not going to have stone access right now to do a second tower. His other stone is at the front of his base. He'd have to mine that. Tower here could kind of deny the wood and the stone. But militia going to work on that house, repairs there, and the archer is coming forward. At the same time, the men-at-arms break through the other side with that tower behind them, and they will push StrayDog off of that lumber camp. And this is looking really good for Blue. He could get 2 more Vil kills as they run to the TC, and he does. He does, but takes some damage on the scout, but he got 2 Vils. And all of a sudden, the men-at-arms are breaking in, and they will destroy that tower foundation. Will it be deleted? Will it be deleted? No, it will not be deleted. It is destroyed. And tower going up on the wood line there for StrayDog. So, fishing ships now. Outside, we have some Vils coming forward for StrayDog, but he'll come forward just to be dock blocked out. GG very soon again. Tower sniping off the archers. And we'll maybe snipe the Vil. Is it supposed to run away? Ooh, could get the fishing ship. That's actually quite nasty to destroy a Japanese fishing ship. Dang, look at that tower go. So more Vils in the tower. Blue should win that tower fight. And oh, there are those men. What did I say? This is oddly exposed. The men-at-arms are getting right through. Stonewall's house not up in time. Houses so fragile these days. Bill's men-at-arms and scout gonna knock down the lumber camp. And there's the GG. Blue will go up 2-1. StrayDog up too slowly. Couldn't stop the men-at-arms in the tower. Nothing he could do there. GG. Would be cool to build seawalls. I think that's something that's best left for a mod. You do it in the Realms mod, but I think you don't want to make that change to the base game. A G. And hello, Chupta. How are you doing? That's 2-1 now. Blue over StrayDog. Winning Fractal, then Immersion and Coast to Mountain the remaining maps. That was Japanese over the Jurchens. Don't know what the Jurchens were planning to do there. I guess it was just for the hunt and the laming, but... You should really tell me when I'm missing some action. It's much tougher to see both sides of the map when you need to talk about what you're looking at. It's hard to look away and look at the mini map when I'm actively talking about something that I'm looking at. It's much easier to look around when you're watching the stream. I think I caught pretty much everything there. The men-at-arms breaking in, the tower going up on the other side, the men-at-arms breaking through the stone wall. I think we did get just about everything. Should have gone FC Grenadier. I feel like the men-at-arms would have broken through too fast for that. Chat super brains like Chupta. So there is StrayDog as the Red Malians. He'll be building the TC right at the starting location. This will be his home map of Coast to Mountain. And he'll be against, blue as the Cyan Persians. Persians on this map are scary, scary, scary. And so is anyone going to dock right away? No insta-dock. Wood discount for the Malians and just extra wood for the Persians at the start. I have 3 huts. 3 huts, 1 big one, 2 small ones. Get 4 rhinos and 4 patches of ostrich for this spawn. Rhino taken there by the TC. And the Vil will run out to the coastline. You wall goldstone and tower there and gather wood there as well. You should be pretty safe. We'll be a bit slow on water though, so not sure if it would work. Well, it's blue again. It is blue again. Oh, that's always the trade-off, right? Walling versus... or walling takes time and resources. And it's versus going for faster builds, maybe more aggression for water. Different alternative strategies you can do with more eco. Oh, and no dock from blue. He's going for the insta-drush. The insta-drush, the barracks before the lumber camp even. And he has to do damage with this. Otherwise, StrayDog will just fish and have a huge eco lead. Okay, here comes the drush. Here comes the drush. And will this be scouted? Okay, we'll keep the scouting vision of StrayDog as the militia come in. Remember, the camel cannot attack like a scout, but it can block walls. Surely Blue won't just rush tower again. Well, here he comes. If StrayDog sees this, he can quick wall. If StrayDog sees this, he can quick wall. Camel comes in at the same time. That'll block, and no, he doesn't see it. And this is going to be blocking with the camel to stop the vills from getting to the TC. What do these vills not have? They don't have loom. That's one vill down. And now check the HP bars of those villagers as the camel is blocking them. That'll be a second vill down. And two vills. Two vills gotten with the insta-drush. Loom on the way, vills walled in. But StrayDog was not prepared. He was not prepared for the insta-drush. And, oh, now the drush will be laming the hunt. Laming the hunt, so getting even more value after disturbing the vills. After getting 2 vill kills. But the trade-off is no fishing ships, so with the 2 fishing ships, StrayDog's actually still equal in eco units. So against someone who's fishing, I think the drush still might even need more value than that. Oh, Blue lost a vill to a rhino or boar. Oh gosh, he did. He must have, or an ostrich, but no. You're right, he has 1 vill loss. Blue, you were so far ahead. And now you might actually be slightly behind? A bit of idle time, loom. Yeah, more fishing ships now. It's ahead in vills, but now 3 fishing ships make up for that. You're right about that. I love your commentary, thank you. I'm glad to have you here watching. And oh, don't lure the ostriches to the TC for him. Okay, so still no dock from Blue, and that makes this map really tricky to play if you're just focusing land and your enemy has a free fish boom. Oh, and he's gonna try to masterpiece wall in the militia? Feudal on the way? Militia not noticing. Okay, a lot of wood on the gate. Yeah, we're getting revenge on Gaia. Yeah, and he's gonna walk into the arena. And have a cage match against the militia. Don't lose a vill. Don't lose the vill. Oh, you can't vill. He's blocking his vill and he lets the militia through. Okay, he's just gonna wall that in. Okay, lost a 3rd vill to the militia. And there's a lot of wood on the gate and all this mayhem. So, all in all, I think a successful drush modulo. Wait, why are there 2 lost? Did you lose another vill to a boar? Wait, what? Blue, no, stop losing vills to rhinos. Oh yeah, look at him. Oh no, Blue. This is why the TC garrison would be a bad, like, or the TC killing boars to get food would be a bad thing. It would make your laming stronger in some respects, because you wouldn't need to pay as much attention at home. Oh, okay, so Blue. The successful drush, poor eco management, I guess. Ah, well, fishing ship's going out to the fish. I also need to start laming now in rank since it will not be possible. Yeah, get your lames in. Oh, who knows? Maybe that patch gets reverted. I hope it does. StrayDog know about the dock? Sure, maybe not. You didn't quite scout it there. I guess Blue doesn't see where the dock is either. So Blue is Feudal 2 now. Adding in range. Actually up by 100 res collected, but that's still pretty close. So after the drush, still a pretty competitive game. How many people rage quit the game because they keep blaming their boars? I mean, that's kind of silly, because all you gotta do is shoot with the villagers. Just don't shoot with the TC and you're fine. shoot with the villagers. Brawls and Lewis play. They're gonna play tomorrow. Yeah, it's on the schedule for tomorrow. So militia coming forward. And, ooh, we'll find a militia from Blue. So militia from both players. Men-at-arms on the way for StrayDog. As militia's just gonna try to get some value by killing the ostrich. And it's not like Phil's are gonna take those ostriches anyway, but I guess nice just to get some extra value of the militia. Four villas and a house going up. Or no house. You don't need that house. You're housed. You don't need that. Oh, just build another house, sure. Oh, StrayDog. StrayDog, no. You had a perfectly fine house there to be not housed. That's definitely a messed up shift queue, though. He wanted to build the house and then shift queue the vills forward, and he must have just either not held shift or the game didn't register it. I know that happens to me too. So Malians do have extra pierce armor for the men-at-arms. Nice for fighting the archers. See, it's 1+2, so it'll only take 2 damage. The scouts probably can't fight the men-at-arms either. They just have to be in the right position. Didn't agree with the contractor. I'll take out the archer and the archers and the scout. And Vill fight from blue. StrayDog did not get the Vills walled in fully. And the men-at-arms will go down. This tower might go up, but it'll probably go down right away. Archers just need to tuck themselves in underneath it. And blue there to fight. On the water, blue has lost everything after that late dock. And thank you, Rear Donge, for the follow. So nothing going on the water for blue. Oh, StrayDog. Yes, he's doing the thing. If there's no space to ungarrison from a building, your villagers ungarrison inside the building, and now melee units cannot actually hit them. So it all comes down to that archer to kill the repair vills from inside the tower. Yeah, one of those classic AoE 2 things. All the vills inside. Look at those hammers go. Repairing the tower from the inside. That's always cute to see. The vills actually, there's only one vill left. Yeah, that archer doing work. That archer really important for killing the vill, and down they all go. Or no, he has to re-garrison. Oh, and he has room to pop out the outside now. He can run away. The one vill escapes, but the tower goes down. Well, that's one of those tricks you gotta keep in mind. Vills inside the tower, if you're completely surrounded and you ungarrison. Melee units, unless you have a camera, cannot touch you. What game is this? This is Age of Empires 2. This is the second remaster of the game. And this version came out in 2019. But you may have played it back. The original game came out in 1999. The archers will run around the men-at-arms and try to take their HP down. Should be a good fight for blue with the archers. Men-at-arms not quite able to close the distance like they'd want to. Weak men-at-arms will just run back. Archers will keep running from the other two, trying to take the fight. Archers will take out the men-at-arms. Down they go. And another men-at-arms on the gold. Tower goes up. And now defensive tower from blue. StrayDog continuing with this forward pressure. So a map maybe similar to Arabia, with the fact that he can go forward for towers and skirms and men-at-arms and apply as much pressure as he can. This will be the only real big gold access for now for blue. Blue does have the option maybe of coming over towards the coastline, and he has seen an alternate gold. Losing the area in the mountains will be tough for him. Skirm's hitting some vills. The scout will come over. Skirms and men-at-arms coming down. Spear goes down, and these archers will run away. Run over towards the tower. There are some small walls here. Nice house wall there to keep the archers away. Make sure they don't go into the min range of the tower. And the archers will come over and find space on the stone to harass Vils. And Vils will start going down. Vils, they might have to run. Can't really stay there with the archers. This was not walled. And the Vils now will have to run towards the center of the map. Now, meanwhile, on the water, we have a redocking from Blue. Remember, the Persians do have faster working docks. And looks like he has managed to fight and clean some of what StrayDog had on the water. Still 3 fishing ships for StrayDog, but no real military ships for anyone else. 2 fire galleys just paused by the dock. Another demo out there for StrayDog. But Blue taking that fish advantage away. And he actually is up by 300 resources collected. So a few Vils coming forward. Men-at-arms hitting the scouts as the archers run around. And skirms should clear the archers here. Not enough scouts for the fight. In fact, another reason why scouts don't really counter skirms. Skirms are just so numerous. The skirms will clean the men-at-arms though. And now the skirms from Blue engaging in the fight. Blue up by 8 Vils at this point. Or 8 economy at this point. And he's killing fishing ships. He's destroying fishing ships. You know what does counter skirms? More skirms. Alright, the fires have taken a tiny bit of damage. Here comes the demo. Shouldn't kill them, though. And yeah, they still stay alive after the demo. They will sail another day. Skirms getting in on the wood line, though. This is more Vils than can fit in a tower, and a lot of forward Vils for StrayDog to destroy the tower. He's still mining stone at the north. And all those skirms killing Vils. Vils dying. This could be a lot of dead Vils for Blue. This could be a disaster for him if he just takes and loses this fight. He actually has the army lead, and he's up 51 to 36 Vils, but he has to run away. He has to run away. StrayDog will be taking the mountain, and he'll continue encroaching forward with more towers. Blue's gonna have to run to the coast. All those Vils standing idle. They're having a party rather than chopping wood. Needs to put them to use. And this tower here is going to be part of a large Vil fight as some skirms come over. StrayDog not going to go for it. He's going to run away as now some scouts come over. This might be some dead Vils for him. And that Eco League continues for Blue. Undaunted by the loss of his lumber camp. Continues gathering more resources. And continues with his scouts and skirms hoovering at the front of StrayDog's base. As he has won the water now. One fire inside that dock. Might even clear both of those. They're low HP. And now more stuff going on in Red's base as Blue is hoovering around. And he is killing Vils. He's got 20 Vil kills himself. Yeah, that was a lot of idle time, though, right? It's not just always about dead Vils, but also idle time. Blue need to lose all lumber camps to realize they have no double bit axe. Oh no, no double bit axe. Pain. Age of Skirm's definitive meta. Spear's going down. Vil's work rate. Well, idled eco, much more idled for blue. But then again, he has now 58 to 34 eco units. So he can be idled, he's still probably going to have more work time. Yeah, no bid axe for blue, but... Oh, he's remembered, he's doing bid axe. He's remembered to do double bid axe. Yeah, he's good, His bid axe is never late nor early, just precisely when he means to. With the power of double bid axe, I don't know what else StrayDog can do. I mean, I liked his playstyle on this map, right? Tried to do something similar to that Arabia game. Aggressive forward like he's used to. More towers going up. But kind of the problem with this on this map is not only is there the mountain, but there's also the coast, and blue has not been pressured on the coast. Alright, taking out the dock. As some skirms and scouts come hoover around by the TC. Nice Star Wars reference, you love Dumbledore. I'm sure Captain Picard would approve of that message. And armor for the scouts, so StrayDog's still trying to fight with the scouts. But he still is in an uphill battle in terms of economy. And despite having towers on the mountain, he still is in an uphill battle. Just kill the men-at-arms. My favorite part of the movie is when Gimli says, "And my double bid axe." Bloodlines for StrayDog. He's still holding on, but that Vil deficit is only increasing. And he's trying to get some skirm raids in the back, but again, just skirm raids. Scouts are there to defend. The Vils can even fight the skirms. Forging on the way. 66 to 42, that's now 2k more res collected. Skirms are being picked off, the rest of them are pretty low on hit points. Scouts will take them out. By horse collar? No, that's Aomer. And Rohan. They're the ones with the horse collar. So, camel finally goes down. I know, everyone always says that the icon for the camel up here, it looks like a turtle ship. So there's blue buying some wood. Camel just chilling in the north. Take my bow saw. Legolas's bow saw and Gimli's double bit axe. It's a sand turtle. Frodo and Sam taking the horse collar to the wall. No, taking the thumb ring to the lava themed terrain. So weak Phil's on a tower, blue just not paying attention. Bloodline's on the way. And Scout attacking the mining camp up there. Little blue dots hovering around here and there. Flashing on the mini-map everywhere. Everything being raided. There's literally something happening every point on the map. There are archers coming forward. But at least for blue, he does have the water. And he is there on the water, and he is up to the castle age. StrayDog nowhere near the castle age. Might call the GG as soon as he sees blue get up. A kingdom for a horse collar. Okay, some more vills going down. That's now 73 to 43. 69 vills, nice. And I think Blue's looking to knock StrayDog out of the tournament. This is one of the lower bracket rounds. This might be it for StrayDog. It might have been what I predicted for the set. Just StrayDog winning the Arabia game with a forward. Otherwise, Blue winning 3-1. Let's not talk about Rings of Power in this chat. Let's keep it sane. So scouts going down. They'll fight under the tower. 19 seconds till castle. Archers here to pick spears. Scouts have to run around. Scouts are pretty low. Scout goes down. There is the castle age. Okay, he's not calling it. He's not calling it. StrayDog, you're in a really rough spot right now. The Persian player can go. Okay, there he goes. I'll say they just go camels clean the scouts. But there we go. Blue will win 3-1. Well done for Blue. 101 kills, 86 deaths. Was a bit of a mishap losing 2 villagers to rhinos. But other than that, well done. The drush worked out. Alright. That'll be 3-1 for Blue. And that'll be StrayDog losing Coast to Mountain. But Blue shall advance. Persians over the Malians. So thank you all for watching today on Twitch and on YouTube. Later today, I think I'll be around on Twitch to do a map scripting stream. So keep an eye out for that. I'm gonna go enjoy the weather on the afternoon for a bit. So, say goodbye to YouTube, and again, Heaven and Hell Finals will be Monday, tomorrow, at 16 GMT. That's noon Eastern for Americans like me. We will cast that, and before that, again at 12 GMT, same time as starting as today, we'll have a couple more sets from the LingHe Cup. It'll be Duduzu versus Sorokuma, and then Xuanlu versus Z40. So looking forward to that. And hello, Solo. Unfortunately, this is also goodbye because I'm ending the stream, but thanks for saying hello anyway. And yeah, VOD will be up on YouTube if you want to go back and watch the casts. And I'll